For the Tampa Bay Rays, leading off playing center field is B.J. Upton. Batting second in left field is Carl Crawford. Batting third at third base is Evan Longoria. Designated hitter tonight, batting fourth is Willie Ibar. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Sean Rodriguez. Batting sixth and at first base is Dan Johnson. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Jason Bartlett. Batting eighth, the catcher is Kelly Shopek. And batting ninth and in right field is Gabe Kapler. Pitching for the Rays is right-hander Jeff Neiman. He's got a record of 9 wins and 3 losses. Umpires for tonight's game, behind the plate is crew chief Jerry Crawford. At first base, Phil Cuzzy. At second base is Chris Guccione. And at third base is Brian O'Nora. Those are tonight's starting lineups. Are brought to you by the Longfellow Grill in Minneapolis. They are the dining deals featured restaurant of this series. You can get 50 for 25. It's a $50 gift card for $25 at twinsbaseball.com/deals on dining. Well, Gordo, the rain's still coming down outside, but we're under cover here, buddy.
That's
and
for
to get
sure,
us started,
Jack.
Here's John.
All right, thank you, Jack. You're right. Had we been playing outside, we'd be in a rain delay right now. We've had quite a storm here in the St. Petersburg, Tampa area. It's been thundering and lightning and raining almost the entire afternoon. Set to go as the big fellow, Jeff Neiman, faces Denard Span. Our opening pitch tonight brought to you by the Minnesota Eye Consultants, pioneers and educators in vision correction procedures, including LASIK, cataract, and glaucoma. Call 800-EYE-TO-EYE or visit MNEYE.com, and you can set up a consultation. A strike is in from Neiman, and it's 0-1 to Denard. Right back, and a fastball misses wide, and it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Denard with a 276 batting average, 3 home runs, and 42 runs batted in. And leading off for the Twins, Alexi Casilla and Joe Mauer to follow in the pitch. Swinging a foul, and it'll be a ball and 2 strikes to count to Denard Span. Our opening pitch tonight, 7:10 Eastern time, and the game time temperature 82 degrees. That's at game time. Time and temp brought to you by Carrier. A reminder to turn to the experts. So the rain and the thunder and lightning cooling things off a little bit. We had a heat index that was close to 100 degrees here today. Swinging a little loop down the third baseline. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Let's see if Denard gets 2. He's trying for it. Play at second base. He's in with a double. 2-bagger for Denard Span. Boy, that was a flare of all flares. Just over third baseman Evan Longoria's head and down the left field line. By the time that Crawford could get to it and shortstop Bartlett could get to it, Span gets a 2-bagger.
Yeah, John, and he made great effort right out of the box. He realized that that ball's going to be fair. He's going to be standing on second base, and he was busting for that bag right when he left the box.
So the Twins catch a little bit of a break with the flare double by Denard Span, his 15th double of the year. Here's Alexi Casilla to bat as Neiman works from a set and pitches. A swing and a foul, and strike 1 to Alexi. Casilla with a 270 batting average. He has a home run and 8 runs batted in. He is 0 for 1 lifetime against right-hander Jeff Neiman out of Rice University. Neiman, who is making start number 22 on the year, 9 wins and 3 losses, 134 in the third innings, 113 hits, 18 of them home runs, 42 walks and 98 strikeouts, and he delivers low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. An ERA of 3.08. They say Neiman, despite the fact that David Price, tomorrow night's pitcher, is the winningest pitcher not only on the Rays staff but in the American League, that Neiman has been the stalwart of the pitching staff for the Tampa Bay Rays, the steadiest of the starters. And the pitch. There's a looping fly ball into center field. Chased down by Upton. Will make the catch. And now to retire batter Casilla. Base runner Span holding at second. 1 down. And here's Joe Mauer to bat. Well, Mauer, who has not played since Saturday when he was in the lineup for the Twins against the Seattle Mariners. He did not play in the Sunday game against Seattle and also was not in the lineup, nor did he get an opportunity to play in the game last night. So Mauer steps in, 313 batting average, 6 homers, and 53 runs batted in. Maurer has been on a bit of a tear of late as Neiman, the right-hander, sets and delivers, and Maurer takes the strike. A fastball zips in. No balls and one strike. At the All-Star break, Maurer was hitting .298, and he has raised his average to .313 in the second half of the season. He has hit safely in 4 of his last 5 games. And the pitch, fouled. This one is off to the left and out of play. And in those 4 games that he's hit safely, all of them have been multiple hit games. And he has a total of 12 hits in 4 of the 5 that he's hit safely in.
Got 3 hits, John, in the last game that he played in. So he was, didn't seem like that shoulder was bothering him that day, but he took that injection shot and taking a couple days off here. Now back in the lineup.
Well, Maurer batting, he had a cortisone shot in his right shoulder that has been bothering, mostly throwing more than anything. And the 2-strike delivery from Neiman now to Joe Maurer. Nope, he bluffs the throw. You ever have a cortisone shot, Jack? I
did. I actually had 2 of them when I was young and had the tendonitis bursitis in my shoulder. And unfortunately, they never hit the right spot, and they hurt like you know what. And I never allowed them to put another shot in my shoulder.
Well, evidently, when you take the cortisone shot, it does take a couple of days for it to really work in. Here is the set now by Neiman, and the pitch. Maurer fouls another. This one off to the left, and it's still 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think, John, they know way more today than they did 25 years ago, but they just never injected it in the right exact spot in my shoulder. I had the basic rotator inflammation. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me, but I can tell you one thing, it was extremely painful.
Well, Maurer batting at a count of no balls and 2 strikes. At second base, Denard Span, a leadoff double. Casilla is lined out to center. Neiman to Maurer in the pitch, and a ground ball past Neiman and into center field. This will get Span home, and the Twins will have a 1-0 lead as Joe Maurer has a bouncing hit into center. Well, that ball took about 6 hops before it finally reached center field. Second baseman Rodriguez made a dive for it. He almost had a chance to knock it down. I'm not too sure he would have been able to come up to get Denard Span. But Joe Maurer picks up his 54th run batted in. And the Twins have an early 1-0 lead as Maurer singles home Denard Span from second base. Now Delman Young will bat. As Delman steps in, he has a batting average of .334, 14 homers, and 81 runs batted in. And the first pitch is inside for a ball, and a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Delman, who has really put together a terrific second half of the season, more than likely he's going to be chosen as the player of the month in July, where he hit over 400. And Delman is now 5th in the American League in batting. And he's also on the leaderboard in runs batted in. He swings and fouls, and it'll be a count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Delman Young. That base hit by Joe Maurer means that Casey Chin will be back to play the Cub Foods $100,000 hot streak again tomorrow. And Casey wins a daily prize, and the streak is now at 1 game. Register to play at your local participating Cub Foods, and make sure to purchase your butter kernel vegetables and S&W beans at Cub Foods. Fly ball to right field, drifting back Kapler toward the warning track. He'll make the catch. That'll retire Delman Young. 2 down for the Twins, and the batter is going to be the number 5 hitter in the Twins order tonight, Jason Kubel. Kubel stepping in, hitting .262, 13 homers, 63 runs batted in. Kubel hit his 13th home run in the game last night and drove in both of the runs in the Twins' 4-2 loss. Kubel in the number 5 spot in the order, and Neiman sets, checks Maurer at first. First baseman Johnson holding Maurer on in the pitch. Just low, and it's 1 ball. So the Twins with a run on 2 hits, trying to add to that run total here in the top half of the first inning. A good start for the Twins. A leadoff double by Span, The one-out single by Maurer, scoring span from second. And the pitch. Here's a high fly ball to center field. Should be an easy play for Upton. Drifting to his right and back a few steps. He makes the catch. That retires Kubel, and it also retires the Twins. Minnesota's out in the first. They get a run on 2 hits, and they lead 1. At the end of a half inning of play, Minnesota 1, Tampa Bay coming to bat. Here home for Twins baseball.
Call your broker or visit preferredone.com.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, fans, be sure to listen in the 7th inning for the Minnesota State Lottery 7th inning scratch, when you can call in to win great prizes like lottery scratch tickets. The Minnesota State Lottery. Everyone is playing. Well, the leadoff batter for the Rays, B.J. Upton. He batted in the number 7 spot in the order last night, but he's batting leadoff tonight. And the first pitch is a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Dunsing comes right back, and here is the 1-0 delivery. It's low, 2 balls and no strikes. Upton with a .232 batting average, 8 homers, 35 runs batted in, and the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play, and 2 balls and 1 strike. Upton to be followed by Carl Crawford and then Evan Longoria. Start number 3 in the year for Brian Dunsing. Appearance number 42. He had been in the bullpen for 39 appearances, 3 of them of which were against Tampa Bay. Strike is in on the inside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dunsing, he's had 3 appearances against the Rays when Tampa played at Target Field in early July. And the 2-2 pitch, strike 3 call. Rung up by home plate umpire Jerry Crawford. B.J. Upton is out number 1 for the Rays. They trail here 1-0. And Brian Dunsing picks up a strikeout, his 33rd of the year. Go ahead, guys.
I'm sorry, just a good location right there. Both him and Drew Butera really worked well to set up that last pitch, and he throws him with a fastball inner half of the plate.
Now the left-handed hitting Carl Crawford to bat. And Crawford shows bunt, takes the pitch down low and in. And a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Carl Crawford 1 for 4 in the game last night with a run batted in. He's hitting .309 with 12 homers and 58 runs batted in. 38 steals, second most in the American League. Takes a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Twins lead 1-0. Rays batting in the bottom of the first, and the pitch down low. 2-1 to count. Dunsing, a quick worker, wastes little time. Mentioned those 3 appearances against the Rays in July at Target Field. He pitched a total of an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 hits. And the pitch way high. And 2-1 to count now to Crawford. Make it 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Dunsing in his 2 starts, 1 against Baltimore, the other against Kansas City. A no decision in the Baltimore game and a win at Kansas City. Down low, ball 4 and a walk. Crawford is on. Well, that's not the guy you want to walk.
No, Dunsing, we were talking with Chris in the pregame about, the difference in routine that he has to go through between the starting role and his role in the bullpen. I think we got to remind him that he still has to come in and throw strikes in that first inning, especially the left-handers.
Yeah, he's not going to have much of an opportunity facing left-handed hitters. The only other left-handed stick in the order is Dan Johnson playing at first base and batting in the number 6 spot. Here's Longoria to bat, and the pitch. A strike at the knees on the outside corner, and 0-1. Evan Longoria, .292 batting average, 15 home runs, and 69 runs batted in. Infield double play depth. Dunsing works to Longoria with 1 out and 1 on. Twins leading 1-0, and the pitch down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Rays gaining a tie with the Yankees for first in the American League East. Teams have identical marks, 66 wins and 39 losses. Yankees at home again tonight against Toronto. And the pitch. Low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Twins chasing Chicago. The White Sox playing a day-night doubleheader against the Tigers. And the Sox won big in the first game, 12-2. Second game is just underway. Now the set by Dunsing. Here is the delivery to Longoria inside. 3 balls and a strike. And Dunsing struggling a bit with command and the strike zone.
Yeah, it's really not like Brian. He's pretty good with his command and usually works ahead in the count. So he's already got 14 pitches here, and we haven't only got 1 out.
Well, he's 3-1 now to Longoria. Willie Ibar in the on-deck circle. Here's the set by Dunsing and the 3-1 delivery to Longoria. He swings and lines a hit into left field, a solid knock. And Dunsing will give up his first hit. Longoria at first base. Crawford stops at second base. And now here's Willie Ibar stepping in. Ibar 1 for 2 against Dunsing. His present batting average, .257 with 5 homers and 29 runs batted in. Well, you get behind an account like that, Jack, and normally you're going to have to pay for it.
Well, especially the heart of their order. Longoria, probably their best hitter with Crawford. Those guys are just good hitters.
Well, here's Ibar batting right-handed, and he'll take a pitch inside. It gets away, but it's quickly retrieved by Butera. The ball was really right at his foot. He picks it up, holding Crawford at second base. Keep in mind now the Rays had 5 stolen bases in the game last night. They run with reckless abandon. 1 ball to count to Ibar.
I think Drew was a little crossed up right there, and that's what he's talking with Dunsing about right now. The way he caught that curveball, or shouldn't say caught it, missed the curveball. It looked to me that he was crossed up, so he wants to make sure they're getting on the same page.
Well, Dunsing now at 1 ball and no strikes to Ibar. Ibar was 0 for 3 in the game last night, batting in the cleanup position and batting as the designated hitter. Switch hitter bats right against the lefty Dunsing. Here's the set by Dunsing and the pitch, and there's a line drive to right field, and it is caught by Coonan. Nice catch. A sinking line drive to right. Boy, it looked like that ball was going to drop in for a base hit. Ibar is out. The runners hold. Boy, good thing Crawford didn't take off there, because that would have been a double play.
Well, and he's such a good base runner. He actually initially took a bunch of steps towards third base and then stopped to look and realized Coop might catch that ball, and he started back. And I'll tell you, that was a huge out right there, because that ball drops. Crawford's going to score easy, and Longoria will be at third base.
Now the right-handed hitting Sean Rodriguez stepping in. Opponents hit .228 against Brian Dunsing. Left-handed hitters hit just .152. And the pitch, swing and a miss by the right-handed hitting Rodriguez. And strike 1. Rodriguez playing at second base tonight. He had played at first base the last 2 games for the injured Carlos Pena. Pena's out with a foot injury, and it does not appear that he'll play in this series. They hope that he's ready for the road trip that starts in Toronto for the Rays on Friday. And Rodriguez takes a breaking pitch inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rodriguez at second base tonight. .256 batting average, 6 homers, and 31 runs batted in. 2 on and 2 out. As the Rays bat in the first, they trail 1-0. Twins got a run in the first and an RBI single by Joe Mauer. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch and a good one from Brian Dunsing. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the Rays, they have won 7 of their last 8 games, all of them here at home, compiling a 66-win, 39-loss record. Tied with the Yankees for first in the AL East. They have the best record, the Yankees and the Rays, of any teams in the American League. And the pitch, there go the runners, swung on and fouled. And it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Joe Madden putting the runners in motion. Crawford at second, Longoria at first.
Well, he stole 5 bases last night. Joe Madden again trying to get things generated early in this ball game.
San Diego Padres have the best record of any team in the National League. They've won 62 games. Atlanta and Cincinnati have each won 60. Now the set by left-hander Dunsing and the pitch. And here's a high drive, deep center field. Span back, still back. He won't get this one. It's gone. A 3-run home run for Sean Rodriguez. And the Rays have an early 3-1 lead. That is number 7 for Rodriguez. Runs batted in 32, 33, and 34. Just the 4th home run given up by Brian Dunsing in 54 innings of pitching. The first that Brian has given up as a starter. The Twins pitchers had gone 8 consecutive games without giving up a home run. And this homer here will be the 97th homer given up by the Twins pitchers. 3-1. Tampa Bay is leading. And now here is Dan Johnson to bat. Left-handed first baseman. He swings and misses on a 1-0 delivery. And it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Johnson just got called up from Durham. Boy, what a season he was having with the Durham Bulls. A swing and a miss. Breaking pitch. That would have been ball 2. But Johnson went after it. In 98 games at Durham, Johnson had hit 30 home runs, the most of any player in the minor leagues. Pitches high and wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 95 runs batted in. And a .303 batting average. Here is the 2-ball, 2-strike delivery, fouled away. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Minnesota native, Dan Johnson, born in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, and makes his home in Ham Lake. Last year he played in Japan, but was signed as a minor league free agent this January and was in spring training with the Rays. Check swing and a pitch down low. And he did not go around. And a full count now of 3-2. So a little bit of a work in progress for Brian Dunsing here in the first inning. This will be the 29th pitch for the Twins lefty. And he has 3 balls and 2 strikes to Johnson. And the pitch. He walked him ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Dunsing. Well, Brian's struggling a bit here in the first.
Yeah, you can see he's frustrated with his command. Rick Anderson's going to come out and talk about it a little bit.
Well, Dunsing now approaching 30 pitches here in the first inning. And Rick will chat things over with Drew Butera and Brian Dunsing. Trip to the mound presented by Quick Trip. No fee ATM from Quick Trip, folks, because $20 shouldn't cost you $21.50. Well, the one thing, Jack, they talked about before the ball game was pitch count for Dunsing. He had 88 pitches in his second start. In his first start against Baltimore, 66 pitches, but that was after 39 relief appearances.
Well, I think he's at the point where they're just going to say, okay, you're a regular pitcher. We're going to give you 100. I think that's what they kind of do with most guys now. Unfortunately, 30 in the first innings, way too many.
Well, the batter is Jason Bartlett. And Dunsing starts him off with a breaking pitch that misses low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. That was the 30th pitch here of the first inning for Dunsing. And Bartlett is the 7th man to bat. 2 hits and 2 walks. And, of course, the big hit, the 3-run homer by Sean Rodriguez. A strike is in on the inside corner. And 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-1, the Rays are leading. Twins got a run in the first, but the Rays have come back with 3 in the bottom of the first. And a fastball misses down low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Bartlett. Bartlett, .240 batting average. 2 homers, 37 runs batted in. Playing in his 87th game. Bartlett never faced Dunsing. He was 1 for 3 in the game last night. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Trevor Plouffe charges in, throws on the run, in time to get Bartlett at first. And the Rays are finally retired here in the bottom half of the first inning. But a very productive first for Tampa Bay. 3 runs on 2 hits. They lead 1. And at the end of 1 inning of play, the Rays are in front 3-1 on your home for Twins baseball. Michael Kadire will lead off for the Twins here in the top of the second inning. 3-1, Tampa Bay leading. Him 4 times and has 1 hit against him. Swings and fouls, and it'll be 2 strikes to count to Kadire. We welcome you back to the Treasure Island Baseball Network. Treasure Island, proud to be the founding partner of Target Field. The best in entertainment, dining, and accommodations are at the island. Here's Neiman ahead, and the 0-2 delivery is down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big 3-run home run by Sean Rodriguez in the bottom of the first. And erasing a Twins 1-0 lead. The Rays are out in front 3-1. Jeff Neiman ready. The right-hander delivers. 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Sweeping breaking pitch. Kadire is down. Out number 1 for the Twins here in the second. Strikeout number 1 in the game for Neiman. Neiman with 98 strikeouts in 134 innings coming into tonight's game. Now Danny Valencia to bat. Valencia batting 7th for the Twins tonight. 0 for 4 in the game last night. Danny now hitting .374. A home run and 13 runs batted in. And the pitch. A little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Mike Herman, Twins Media Relations Director, coming by before the game and distributing the ballots for the July month of the Player of the Month awards. And my votes were cast for Delman Young for Player of the Month, Carl Pavano for Pitcher of the Month, and Danny Valencia for Rookie of the Month. Valencia hitting close to .450 for the month of July. He did not have as many at-bats as some of the other candidates, but it's pretty tough to ignore a batting average close to .450. A swing and a miss by Valencia. And 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Danny.
I think that would qualify you for that super fan thing.
I forgot about that. You're right. But it'll be interesting. Pavano, he certainly had some strong competition. Gavin Floyd, he had a 0.80 ERA for the month. But Pavano won 4 games and didn't lose any games in his starts in July. And Delman Young, my goodness, 400 batting average, 330 runs batted in. I think Delman is going to win that award hands down. Josh Hamilton was about the only close competition for Delman, the Ranger outfielder. Here's a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch by Jeff Neiman. Wow. He got that breaking pitch working against Kadire and now against Valencia.
Yeah, he's taking a little off his slider there and keeping it well off the plate, but Twins' aggressive approach is getting them in a little trouble here.
So you don't think my votes were too biased then, huh?
You know, in this case, John, I think you're just okay with those votes. I might have voted for the same guys.
Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Here's a strike in there to Trevor Plouffe batting. Plouffe, who's got his first at-bat since being called up. He is 0 for his last 14, which includes at-bats that he had in his last stint with the Twins. And a pitch down low and 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Trevor Plouffe. Plouffe last batted on the 17th of June. Actually, he didn't get an opportunity to bat in that game, but back on the 13th of June in the game against Atlanta, he went 0 for 4. So he is 0 for his last 14, and now he's in the hole at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Neiman working on a 1-2-3 inning. And here's a chopper to third. An easy play for Longoria. He throws him out. And a nice job by Jeff Neiman here in the second inning, as the Twins go very quickly and quietly on a total of 13 pitches. 3 up, 3 down for Neiman and the Rays. And now at the end of an inning and a half, 3-1 Tampa Bay on your home for Twins baseball.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, folks, here's your chance to take a tour of Target Field. Each session will be led by a trained tour guide, and the length of the tour varies, so please allow up to 90 minutes for your excursion around the ballpark. Tickets are available online, over the phone, and at the Target Field box office. Be sure to purchase your tickets in advance as the tours sell out quickly. Leadoff batter Kelly Shopik for the Rays. In the bottom of the second, they lead 3-1. Big 3-run home run by Sean Rodriguez in the first inning, erasing a Twins 1-0 lead. Dunsing with a ball to Shopik, and then he misses high and away, and a count of 2 balls. Shopik played in the game last night. He had a chance to pinch hit, and he struck out. He's hitting 200 in 33 games, has a home run and 6 runs batted in, and he's ahead in the count now at 2 balls and no strikes in the pitch. High and wide, 3-0. Well, Dunsing has walked 2 already in the first inning. In the first 2 starts for Dunsing against Baltimore and Kansas City, and 11 innings, he walked a total of 3. And now the pitch to Shopik, and that's way high, ball 4. Wow. He went anywhere near close for a strike pitch on any of the 4 pitches. Dunsing has issued his 3rd walk of the game. Hey, folks, your local Kubota dealer takes us down on the farm. Both Daniel Ortiz and Nate Roberts hit home runs in the Elizabethton Twins 4-2 win over Kingsport. The Elizabethton Twins have now extended their winning streak to 7 straight, and they've won 9 of their last 10. Visit your Kubota dealer at Thermo King Sales east of Home Depot in Albert Lee, or stop by Mark's Machinery on East Highway 50 in Yankton, South Dakota. Number 9 hitter, Gabe Kapler batting. Kapler did not play in the game last night. Right-handed hitter, and the first pitch, curveball, drops across for a strike, and 0-1 to Kapler. 54th game for Kapler. He's hitting .212. 2 home runs and 13 runs batted in. He's 1 for 1 against left-hander Brian Dunsing. Set, check the runner at first to the pitch. Fastball misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Tigers are off and running in that second game against the White Sox. They lead 5-0 as they bat in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the set by the lefty and the pitch. And a ground ball hit to second, should be 2. On to Plouffe at second. A high throw by Plouffe at first base. Kapler's going to reach. Oh, what a shame. Casilla to Plouffe for the out at second. And then a very high throw by Trevor Plouffe. And Gadire leaping up. He really couldn't catch it. He did get his glove on it, thank goodness, to hold Kapler at first base. But the Twins miss out on the opportunity for the double play. Second game of that day-night doubleheader. The White Sox bringing up a rookie Carlos Torres to pitch in the second game after Mark Burley won the first game. At first base is Kapler, reaching on the fielder's choice. And the batter now is B.J. Upton, who opened the game taking a called 3rd strike in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, there's an old baseball rule that says you can't assume a double play, and yet with an accurate throw, Kapler's out by maybe 5 feet.
Yeah.
So, that's a case where you never want to give an error to your guy, but that was an error.
There is a strike in to the right-handed hitting Upton. Yeah, there's no question that throw was fortunate for Kadire to be able to knock it down.
Yeah, he had a leap.
Yeah, that's how high it was.
Good thing he had that extended glove there, that first baseman's glove.
Well, let's see if the Twins can make up for the missed throw by Plouffe. And here is Upton batting and the pitch. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike, 3-1. Tampa Bay is leading, a 3-run homer by Sean Rodriguez in the bottom of the first inning. Erasing a Twins 1-0 lead. Mauer had driven in a run for the Twins in the top of the first for a 1-0 lead. Throw to first as Dunsing is watching Kapler closely. Kapler, 1 stolen base in 1 try. He's not that much of a threat to steal, but I tell you, Joe Madden He'd run his mother-in-law if he had a chance, don't you think, Jack?
I like it, too.
Yeah.
I like it.
He is just an absolute running fool manager. And the pitch wide, 2 balls and 1 strike. Got to be careful. The pitcher, a lot of times when he pays as much attention to the base runner, he forgets about pitching to the batter.
Yeah. And Gardy's got some inexperience out in the field, especially in the infield today. You know, you got Plufit short, Valencia third, Butera behind the plate, Dunsing on the mound, all young kids. And, you know, Gardy's going to have to be a little patient tonight and hope that they've learned along the way.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. A strike is in. Nice breaking pitch. Boy, Dunsing seems to have pretty good command of the breaking pitch. And he drops one across there for a 2-ball, 2-strike count now to B.J. Upton.
Well, see, he's made that huge transition from bullpen to starter. And as a starter, you're allowed that first inning. You know, you got to feel your way as a starter. As a reliever, you don't get allowed anything. You got to throw strikes right from the get-go. But I suspect that he will start settling down here. If he can just get through this inning, he'll start having a little bit better command.
Well, the breaking pitch misses low and in. It nearly got away from Butera. He had to flip the mask away to make sure to hold Kapler at first base. And a full count now to B.J. Upton. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 33 pitches in the first inning for Dunsing. This will be the 13th pitch here with 1 out and 1 on in the bottom half of the second inning. And B.J. Upton batting at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dunsing ready now as he sets. Looks to Kapler. And here is the payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss. Good breaking pitch. Wow, curve blown. Took something off of it. Upton is down on the strikeout. Second time he struck out tonight. And the second strikeout for Brian Dunsing. And a big out for Dunsing. Now he faces the left-handed hitting Carl Crawford. Well, Crawford was issued a walk and came around to score on the home run by Rodriguez. And the swings on the first pitch. It's a bouncer to Kadire at first. Michael plays it right at the bag and turns and steps on first to retire Crawford. And that'll do it for the Rays. They're out in the second inning. For Tampa Bay in the second, no runs, no hits. They lead 1. And now at the end of 2 innings of play, Tampa Bay leads 3-1 on your home for Twins baseball. Continental Diamond around the diamond inning contest as the Twins hit a home run here in the 3rd inning. Fan wins a $250 gift certificate to Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park. Tonight's contestant is Nicole Matson from South St. Paul. To register, visit ContinentalDiamond.com. Drew Butera leads off for the Twins. Swings on the second offering. His little pop-up that's going to reach just over the Rays dugout on the right. Nice catch by a fan as he stood and made a 2-handed grab. And a count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Drew. Butera batting 9th with a 179 batting average. He has a home run and 7 runs batted in. Jeff Neiman facing Drew Butera. One ball and 1 strike to count. Butera, a right-handed hitter. He'll be followed by Denard Span and then Alexi Casilla. And a pitch down low and 2 balls and 1 strike. Chatting with Drew before the game. His home is in Orlando. His mom and dad also live in Orlando. And the pitch. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. I was asking him if Tinker Field was still standing. Orlando, did you ever pitch there, Jack? I'm sure you did.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, exhibition game, perhaps, a Grapefruit League game. And the pitch, low, ball 4, and a walk to the number 9 hitter. The first pass issued by Jeff Neiman. But Drew was saying, yeah, it's still there, and play some high school games there, some tournament games. They do not have professional baseball in the Orlando area, although they do have some nice facilities there. The Braves, of course, spring train at Disney World. They have a very nice complex. Tinker Field. University of Central Florida also has a nice baseball stadium. Here's Denard stepping in, Span to bat with a runner at first and nobody out. The Twins trailing by a 3-1 score. And Neiman issuing his first walk of the game. And Butera at first. Here's the pitch to Span. He shows bunt, and it's foul. This one down the third baseline. And strike one to Denard, who doubled a little flare over the head of third baseman Evan Longoria. In his first at bat, he did come around to score on a single by Joe Mauer.
Well, you look at the size of the right-hander Jeff Neiman. He's a big guy out there, John, but kind of like John Roush, not that hard a thrower. He does get it up in the low 90s, but most of his pitches he prefers that off-speed stuff, the change-ups, the breaking balls.
And the pitch to Span, a curveball is in, and 2 strikes to count. Yeah, they say he has actually 6 pitches. He's kind of added a cutter, and I don't know if there's a difference.
That means he doesn't have 2 good ones. That's the way I always looked at those guys with 10 pitches. That means he didn't have 1 good one.
Yeah, you're right. And, well, that's the one thing that they say is that, when that one pitch that he considers to be his best pitch is not working for him,
he just rotates.
He then rotates. And I'm not too sure. I don't know how you feel, if there's a whole lot of difference between a cutter and a fastball. I know there's more movement, of course, on a cutter. But nonetheless, the cutter is very similar to a slider pitch. Might have a little more velocity to it. Here's the set now by Neiman as he works ahead 0-2 to Denard Span, and the pitch off the outside corner. And 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, one of the things he has going for him is his size, and he's got a better arm angle because of his height. But typically those real big guys, everybody thinks they're just going to be power type pitchers, and a lot of them aren't. They're more control and finesse type pitchers.
Now the set by the big right-hander, and here's the 1-2 delivery and a tap hit to first, played by first baseman Johnson. He has only 1 play. That was to the first base bag to retire Denard Span. Butera will advance to second base, and now the Twins will have a runner in scoring position. Well, I think really when you look at it, Jack, and some of the big pitchers, Mark Hendrickson, who pitched here and is now pitching for Baltimore, a left-hander. He's really a finesse guy and a reliever. But Randy Johnson at 6'10", and arguably the tallest pitcher. I think there are some people that even listed him at 7 feet. He was more or less the power pitcher.
He was a classic power pitcher,
of the big tall guys, right?
Right.
Now Alexi Casilla to bat with 1 away and a runner at second base. The Twins are trailing by a 3-1 score. And the first pitch to Alexi is high, and a count of 1 ball and no strikes. You're right about John Roush. John Roush basically 90, 91, not anywhere near what Randy Johnson was at,
Well, Neiman kind of reminds me of Roush. They both have about the same arm angle. Neither one of them I would call power-type pitchers, although they do throw their fastballs.
2 balls and no strikes to count as the right-hander Neiman drops behind now to Alexi Casilla. And here's the set by the right-hander, and the 2-0 delivery and a ground ball hit to second. To his right is Rodriguez, and he fields and throws. On to third base, Butera, and that will be out number 2 for the Twins. Joe Mauer will bat for the runner at third, and a chance for the Twins to climb up to within 1 of the Rays here in the top half of the third inning. 4-3 scoring play.
It's kind of funny base running there. Drew Butera broke back to the bag initially and then realized, geez, I have anything to my left. I'm breaking to third, and he took off, and second baseman Rodriguez just decided, you know what, I got to get the out.
Well, Mauer drove in a run with a base hit in his first at bat, and he faces Neiman with the runner at third and 2 down. And here's the set by Neiman and the pitch, and the slider is in. Strike 1. 3-1. The Rays are leading. Big 3-run home run from Sean Rodriguez in the first inning. Twins were leading 1-0 prior to the homer by Rodriguez. Now the set. And Neiman checks that runner at third. And here's the pitch. Mauer with a ground ball. Base hit. Right side. It gets through. And the Twins trail by a run at 3-2. And Joe Mauer has his second hit of the game. and his second run batted in. That wasn't hit all that well. Just a ground ball that went right by Johnson, the first baseman. A dive by Rodriguez, but he couldn't come up with it. And now the Twins are down at 3-2. They have the tying run at first base, and Delman Young will bat against Jeff Neiman.
Well, John, that ball had eyes, but
yeah,
that's why we have Joe Mauer in the lineup. He's our secret weapon. 2 hits already, 2 RBIs. So they pick up a run and get back within 1.
Well, here is Delman Young to bat, and Delman will take a strike. Slider across for strike 1 to Delman. Young in his first at bat was out on a very routine fly ball to right fielder Gabe Kapler. Strike 1 to Delman. Twins are batting into third. Jason Kubel in the on-deck circle. Here's the set by Neiman and the pitch, and a ground ball down the third base way. Charging in, Longoria throws on the run and gets him. Nice play by Longoria. A slow roller, but a big hop to Longoria. And he fires onto Johnson at first to retire Delman and the Twins. But Minnesota comes up with a run and a hit. The single by Mauer scoring Butera from third base. And the Twins lead 1. At the end of 2.5, 3-2 game, Rays lead by 1. And you're home for Twins baseball.
For information.
Longoria takes ball 1, swings and misses on the second pitch as we start the bottom of the third. The Rays are leading by a run, 3-2. And Longoria, who singled to left field and came in on the 3-run homer by Rodriguez, had 1 ball and 1 strike. And a pitch up and in, 2 balls and a strike. The Rays 3 runs on 2 hits. The Twins 2 runs on 3 hits. There are no errors. Dunsing facing Longoria, and here is the 2-1 delivery and a ground ball to third. Played nicely by Valencia, and his on-target throw retires Longoria. 1 down to start things here in the bottom of the third inning. Hey, folks, here's what's brewing on this date in Twins history. Brought to you by Grain Belt Premium. August 3rd, 1987, Joe Niekro ejected from the game against the Angels after it was discovered he had an emery board in his back pocket. And Schatzeder took over for Niekro, picked up the win, and Niekro later suspended for 8 games by the league. Grain Belt Premium. Enjoy one at the ballpark today. Grain Belt Premium.
And he didn't do anything wrong.
Not a thing.
Nothing. I can't believe it. I talked to Phil Niekro, his brother, and he said, Jack, they had to take me off with guns in my head. Because he said they would have never let me come out of that game. You can have you can have all sorts of things in your pocket. Candy wrappers. Gates Brown had a hot dog.
A hot shot to short. Nice play by Plouffe. Throw on to first.
Oh.
Not in time. A low throw. Kadar couldn't handle it. Popped out of his glove. Ibar is going to reach, and I believe they'll give him a base hit. Plouffe made a nice play. He dove for the ball at deep short. Was on his knees when he made the throw. And it's a hit. And Ibar will reach for the 4th hit of the game. 3rd hit of the game for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Now, Plouffe, like you said, John, throwing the ball from his knees, and it was just too far. Had he had it hop another 2 feet out in front of Kadar, Michael would have made that play.
And they would have gotten the Ibar. He doesn't run all that well. And here is the number 5 hitter, Sean Rodriguez, fouling the first pitch away. And strike 1. Rodriguez with a big 3-run homer and his only at bat in the game, his 7th home run of the year. 1 strike to count. Rodriguez bats with 1 out and 1 on. The Rays are leading 3-2. We're in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Now the set by the left-hander and the pitch. Ground ball to 3rd. Let's see if the Twins can turn 2. Out at 2nd. Relay to 1st.
There you go.
Out at first base. Around the horn double play. 5-4-3. And that'll retire the Rays in the 3rd inning. No runs and a hit. They don't leave anybody. And at the end of 3 innings, 3-2 Tampa Bay. And you're home for Twins baseball.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Well, we go to the fourth. It's a 3-2 game. Jason Kubel will lead off against right-hander Jeff Neiman. And Neiman's first pitch to Kubel swung on and fouled back. We'll pause here for station identification on your home for Twins baseball. One strike to count to Kubel. He leads off for the Twins. And a high fastball. 1-1. This portion of Twins baseball brought to you by your select Heartland Chevy dealers. See your Chevy dealer. Log on to ChevyDealOnline.com. Neiman on 1-1 strike, and he delivers high. 2-1 the count. Kubel in his opening at bat. Fly ball to center field, and he is 0 for 1. 3-2. The Rays are leading. They have 3 hits. The Twins 3 hits. There are no errors. And the pitch. Kubel swings and lifts a fly to left center. Long run for Crawford, but he's going to catch up to it. Takes the catch in the gap and a nice running play. And Kubel is the opening out for the Twins here in the top half of the 4th inning. Like Carl Crawford, he can pick him up and lay him down, huh, Jack?
Well, he's as good as there is out there. He can cover some ground, but that ball did not have a lot of carry either, so. Funny ballpark. The ball that Sean Rodriguez hit carried extremely well to center field, and yet that ball looked like it was going to go, and it kind of just died out there.
Kadire bats. Michael struck out in his first AB, and the pitch. A curveball is in for a strike, and 0-1. Well, Twins Hall of Famer and one of the 50th greatest in Twins history, Brad Radke, attending the game here tonight.
Yeah, Red lives in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, he's out there fishing every day. You'd love to go out there with him, I'm sure.
Not in this heat. No, I'm sorry. I like fishing, but I don't want to fry out there.
Oh, boy.
It's tough down this time of year in Florida. Florida has some great fishing, and believe it or not, this is a good time of year to fish down here. It's just that you're going to have to cover up, or that sun will get you.
0-2. Kadire swings and laces a base hit. This one might find the gap, and it does. Picked off by Crawford, but Kadire's going to get 2. Michael in safely at second base, and the Twins have a 1-out double. Kadire picks up his 25th two-bagger of the year. Boy, a nice piece of hitting there by Michael Kadire. He went down and got a pitch right around his knees, and he lined it into left center field, right over the head of Bartlett, the shortstop.
Yeah, that was a low screamer right there, barely over the glove of Jason Bartlett, the shortstop, but it went, well, if it wasn't for Crawford, it would have gone all the way to the wall.
So the Twins have the tying run in scoring position at second base. And stepping in now, Danny Valencia, who went down swinging in his first at bat. Neiman has 1-2-3 innings so far, the second. When he retired, Kadire and Valencia on strikeouts, and Trevor Plouffe on a ground out. Now he faces Valencia with the runner at second and the pitch. Strike, a fastball is in, and no balls and 1 strike. Neiman leaning in for the sign from his catcher Shopik and ready to work. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Kadire taking off. Throw to third base. Stolen base for Michael Kadire.
You know, John, I was just going to say something. I hate doing this when I thought it, but I was looking at Longoria, and he was way back, and I said to myself, geez, Michael could get a running lead and just take off. And he, no more than did I think it, and it happened. And he got a good jump and got the base.
Well, that's a stolen base for Michael Kadire. Just his 3rd in 5 tries. Quest brings you all the Twins high-speed stolen bases this season. Twins get the speed they need with Quest high-speed internet. Get the speed you need without burning up your wallet. Well, kind of a break for the Twins. The infield is in.
Yeah, now Valencia, all he has to do is lift the ball to the outfield.
Yep. Get that run across to tie the game. Neiman to Valencia, and he'll take a strike. As the pitch was in there, a breaking pitch across. And 1-2 the count now to Danny Valencia. Valencia struck out on that curveball in the first at bat in the second inning. On deck, Trevor Plouffe. The Twins trying to tie the game. They're down by a run. They have Kadire at third base with 1 out. And the pitch. Ground ball to third. Longoria has it. He'll hold Kadire. And out at first, Valencia. Crisply hit, sharp ground ball, but right to Longoria's glove. And Valencia is going to be out number 2. The infield will relax, and the batter now is going to be Trevor Plouffe.
Well, he hit the ball hard, John, but there's a case where a young kid's just got to realize that he's got to try to lift the ball. He needs to get that ball up in the air, and that will score Michael, any ball to the outfield.
Well, Neiman will work from a set with Kadire at third base. Plouffe out on a ground ball is short in his first at bat, and he looks at the ball low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Twins batting in the 4th inning, trailing by a run at 3-2. Toronto's come up with a couple of runs and now leads the Yankees 4-2 in their game at Yankee Stadium. Here's the set by Neiman, and the pitch to Plouffe. Low and away. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Yankees and Rays tied for first in the AL East. That's Ricky Romero against the Yankees. Dustin Mosley making a rare start for the New York Yankees. Of course, they're off a pitcher with Andy Pettitte on the DL. And the pitch. Fly ball, left center field. Should be an easy play for Upton. Ranging to his right. He's there to make the catch. Trevor Plouffe is out. That's the fly ball we needed from Valencia. And Plouffe is retired, and that'll retire the Twins here in the 4th inning. No runs and a hit. A double by Michael Kadire wasted, and he's left at third base. At the end of 3.5, 3-2 Tampa Bay, and you're home for Twins baseball. Well, the leadoff batter for the Rays in the bottom of the 4th is going to be Dan Johnson. First pitch of ball from Dunsing. Johnson walked in his first at bat. And the pitch. It's down low, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2 left-handed hitters in the order, Crawford and Johnson, have walked 2 of the 3 times from Brian Dunsing. Here's a strike in there. And a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 to count. Dunsing working to Johnson, the number 6 hitter. Bartlett and Shopik to follow. 3-2, the Rays are leading in the pitch. Fly ball, left center field. Here's Denard Span roaming to his right. Makes the catch, and then will retire leadoff batter. Dan Johnson, there's one away. Here's your chance to have your name and your family name etched permanently in Target Plaza. Phase 2 of the Twins Tradition Wall is underway. Visit twinsbaseball.com or call 877-twin-wall, WAL, to purchase your place on the Twins Tradition Wall. 877-twin-wall, WAL. You can purchase your place on the Twins Tradition Wall. Bartlett bats. Shopping on deck. And the first pitch. A little off-speed delivery that drops in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. And a pitch. Bartlett takes a breaking pitch wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well done. Bartlett takes a breaking pitch wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Dunsing struggled in that first inning. 30 pitches, 33 pitches. 3 runs and a 3-run homer to Rodriguez. Since then, he's settled down. He's not had a 1-2-3 inning, but he seems to be in better rhythm than what he was in the first inning.
Now he's throwing more strikes, although he's behind Bartlett right now. I had a little chat with Jason during batting practice.
I saw that.
He is enjoying his time down here in Tampa.
And the pitch. Swinging a foul.
You know, Johnny, it's funny that he would mention to me some of his teammates, and he put it this way: had they grown up in the Twins organization, they'd be better players at this level right now.
Wow.
And that's a compliment to the Twins organization.
Boy, that sure is. That's a very interesting statement. Jason, of course, who came to the Twins in a trade for Brian Buchanan. Here's a ground ball hit to short. Plouffe gobbles it up, and the throw in time to first to retire Jason Bartlett. And Dunsing an opportunity for his first 1-2-3 inning, as he has retired the first 2 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. A little chop talk for you, folks. Spending extended time with your summer league teammates can be acquired taste. Thankfully, enjoying pork is tastefully simple. So extend your pork recipe repertoire at theotherwhitemeat.com. Shopping to bat with 2 away and nobody on. The Rays are leading. Tigers holding a 5-0 lead in the second game of the day-night doubleheader. They're in the top half of the fifth inning. The opening game went to the White Sox 12-2 behind Mark Burley and 3 Sox home runs.
They just home plate umpire Jerry Crawford looked down to Phil Cuzzy at first base and asked him if he swung, and Cuzzy put his arm up. Yeah, he swung, and then Shopik looked at him and threw his arm at him like he was swatting a fly, like, you blew that one. But you know what, John, he swung.
Well, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. They count to Shopik. Shopik walked in his first at bat, and 1 of 3 given up by Dunsing. Here's Bryant's pitch. Fly ball center field. Not hit deep. Breaking back span. Now coming in. Denard there to make the catch. And Brian Dunsing has his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Shopik is out, and so are the Rays. And now at the end of 4 innings of play, Tampa Bay is leading 3-2. Chris Atterbury standing by with a scoreboard update on your home for Twins baseball.
Fourth in the nightcap. Autotrader.com. Compare new and used cars side by side at Autotrader.com.
All right, Chris, we'll look forward to a complete scoreboard following our game broadcast on the Toyota postgame download with Chris Atterbury. And here's a bunt by leadoff batter for the Twins, Drew Butera. He drops one down the third baseline, and a dandy of a bunt. He'll get a base hit. The Twins pick up their 5th hit of the game. Butera now 1 for 1 in the game. He walked in the 3rd inning, came around to score the 2nd run of the game. Time now for the U.S. Bank email of the game. I want to remind you to send your question to John and Dan at twinsbaseball.com. If we use your question, you'll have a chance to win U.S. Bank home run porch tickets. U.S. Bank, all of us serving you. And it comes tonight from Craig. He wants to know, now that the trade deadline has passed, I'd like to ask both of you which trade in Twins history do you think was their best and which trade do you think was their worst? Good trades were the ones that brought good players, right? And the bad trades were the ones that brought players that didn't work out. There have been good ones and bad ones, certainly. Go ahead, Jim.
One of the better trades, obviously, was the A.J. Przinsky trade, where Joe Nathan and Francisco Liriano and Bruce Bonser came over. Another great one was when they traded, believe it or not, Frank Viola and you got Kevin Tapani and
Rick Aguilera.
So
David West, he was also a contributor. The Twins ended up getting 5 pitchers in that trade. Here's a swing and a foul by Denard Span, and a 1-strike count to Denard. The Twins are trailing by a run, 3-2. Twins traded for David Ortiz when he was a minor leaguer out of the Seattle Mariners. And Ortiz, of course, was a major contributor. And then Ortiz was then picked up by the Boston Red Sox. And Ortiz certainly made a huge name for himself. He wasn't involved in a trade when he went to the Boston Red Sox, but the Twins just did not renew his contract, and he was picked up by Boston. Here's the bunt by Span. This is a good one. Played by Shopik. He won't get Span. And the Twins have 2 bunt base hits to start the 5th inning, and runners at first and second with nobody out. So the Twins go to the bunt. A bunt by Butera that works for a base hit.
Well, you know what's happening here, John, is you got a guy in Kelly Shopik who's not moving very well. He put on a few pounds. I think the Southern Cookins really helped him down here. He doesn't move that well. Neiman, big guy, he doesn't move that well. And Longoria had to stay back there to cover third. So great bunt right there. I mean, they placed it perfectly. Both Drew Butera's bunt and now Denard Span's bunt were both placed in great spots.
Well, now let's see if the bunt is in order for Casilla to try to move the runners into scoring position for Joe Mauer. For the fact that if they do that, that leaves first base open. We'll wonder if they see an opportunity to walk Mauer with the first base open possibility. Well, the Twins certainly over the years have made a number of very good trades, and there have also been bad trades, but by and large you like to think that the deal that you made is going to be one that will certainly benefit the Twins over the years. But to try to think that one trade was better than another, or the best trade, or that a trade certainly didn't work out for the Twins. Here's the pitch. Casilla bunts. And this one's a fair ball. Picked up by Neiman. Throw to first, and they got him.
Man.
Oh, boy. Casilla's out by a half a step. I tell you, the Twins have dropped 3 perfect bunts. All of them down the third baseline. That was a good play by Neiman. A sacrifice. And Casilla will not be charged with a time at bat. Now Mauer will bat with runners at second and third. And let's see if Joe Madden decides to pitch to Mauer, or they make the decision to put him on, and it looks like they're going to put him on. That's exactly what they're going to do. That'll load the bases for Delman Young. Span is at second base. Butera is at third base. And Mauer will be intentionally passed. I guess one bad trade that the Twins made when they traded Tom Brunansky to the St. Louis Cardinals for Tommy Herr. And Tommy Herr never really worked out for the Minnesota Twins. Herr had been a very good player for the St. Louis Cardinals, but he never really produced at second base for the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah. You're going to have, over the course of the history of 50 years of Twins baseball, you're going to have some good ones and some bad ones. And you know, I think what the organization has tried to avoid, and especially in recent years, and I give them credit for it, is to make a trade for trade's sake.
Yeah.
You want to make a trade to improve your ball club, otherwise there's no reason to really make a trade. Unless you're trying to unload a bad apple, and the Twins pride themselves in not drafting and recruiting bad apples.
Now the set by right-hander Neiman with the bases loaded for Delman Young in a one-run game. Delman swings, and it's a little pop-up into shallow left center. Coming on Upton, he'll make the catch, and the runners are forced to hold. Oh, boy. Thought for a moment that ball might have the possibility of dropping in. But Upton, streaking in from center field, makes the catch. No chance for any of the runners to advance. Delman is out on a pitch.
Yeah, and that's the case. Again, you know, you got the fastball right down the middle, and it looked like it jammed him a little bit, but Delman could have been a little more patient right there and tried to work the count a little bit better, but he's that kind of guy that's going to swing at that first fastball that he thinks he can make contact with.
Well, Kubel, who has 2 of the 3 Grand Slam home runs for the Twins this year. Danny Valencia, the other, stepping in with the bases loaded. Chance for the Twins to gain the lead. A hit to the outfield would score 2 easily. Good speed in the base pass, especially at second and first, and Kubel swings and fouls back. Strike 1. Close the book on the trade question on our email of the game from Craig. Chuck Knobloch traded to the Yankees for Brian Buchanan, Christian Guzman, Eric Milton, and Daniel Mota. And certainly Milton and Guzman were major contributors. Sure. Buchanan played some with the Twins, but as a number 1 draft pick by the Yankees, never really produced all that great play when he was with the Twins, but it's certainly a good trade with Milton and Guzman. Now the set by Neiman and a high pitch, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Thank you, Craig, for your question. But again, John and Dan at twinsbaseball.com, and we'll look forward to using your question. 2 down, and the base is loaded as the Twins bat in the top of the 5th inning. They're down by a run. Kubel tonight is 0 for 2 with 2 fly ball outs. 1 to center field, another to deep left center, and a good catch by Carl Crawford. Neiman works at a ball and a strike, and here's the pitch. Check swing, and he went around. 1-2 the count to Jason Kubel. Twins, who were rather anemic in the first 6 weeks of the season with the bases loaded, they've improved their average greatly. They are hitting .300 with the bases loaded, 33 for 110. Let's see if they can improve on that average. Already Delman Young has been out, but Kubel bats with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Those cowbells are ringing for the Rays. Fans are trying to get the 3rd out here as the Twins are threatening to tie the game or possibly take the lead. Neiman is ready to pitch. Kubel is ready to hit. Butera at third. Span at second. Mauer at first. Twins base runners. Here is the 1-2 delivery. Neiman to Kubel. Swing and a foul back to the netting. 1-2 still.
You know, John, it's ironic. It seems like every time the Twins have bases loaded, the guy at the plate is Jason Kubel. And, he's had a couple grand slams. I've always said, he's probably the guy I want up in this situation, him or Jim Thome, because they have the ability with one swing of the bat to score 4 runs.
Kubel's been to the plate 16 times with the bases loaded. 6 hits and 2 grand slams. Here's the 1-2 delivery and a swing and a foul past Jerry White at the first base coaching box. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He just missed a grand slam in Sunday's game
against
Seattle.
Right.
Just a foot or so away from a home run.
One ball, 2 strikes. Jason Kubel bats against Jeff Neiman. Kadire on deck. Set by Neiman. And here is the 1-2 delivery. Way high. Catcher Shopping had to come out of his crouch and reach up to make that catch on the high fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now that's his best bolt right there, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. So that's where he tops out. And he definitely overthrew that ball. But
well, Neiman ready now on a 2-2 delivery. Set by the big, tall right-hander. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul.
Look out, John.
Wow. Right back into the booth next to us. And it got up here in a hurry. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll turn that back the other way, Jason, and the Twins would be scoring everybody. He had a good whack at that pitch and fouled it back. Now Neiman ready. 2-2 delivery to Jason Kubel. The set by the right-hander. And the pitch. Just off the outside corner. Full count, 3-2. And a good at bat for Jason Kubel. The 8th pitch coming to him from Jeff Neiman. Well, the runners will be moving on the 3-2 two-out pitch. Butera at third, Span at second, Mauer at first. They're going to be off. Shift is on for Kubel, and here's the pitch. He fouled it back. And Kubel remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
No, we talked about it last night where the hitter fouls off a number of pitches and the count's 3-2. Advantage goes to the hitter. We'll see if Cougs can connect here and bring in that tying run.
Yeah, Matt Joyce, he saw 12 pitches, and on the 12th pitch, he had a 2-run double, which was the big hit of the game for the Rays in their 4-2 win. Here comes the 3-2 offering. Neiman to Kubel, and he pops it up in the infield on the left side. Longoria's there. He's got it. Neiman works out of the trouble. Fastball on the first 3-2 pitches. And then the off-speed breaking pitch. And he got it in the strike zone. Kubel is out on a little pop-up on the left side of the infield. Twins lead, the bases loaded, and the Rays continue to hold the lead. 3-2 Tampa Bay after 4.5 innings of play. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and the Rays are up by a run, and you're home for Twins baseball.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Brad Radke dropping by to say hello. Said Heather and the kids are doing well. Asked him about the fish, and he said not too good. Said that oil spill has kind of messed him up just a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be out there trying to catch that big one. Here's Gabe Kapler to lead off against Brian Dunsing. Boy, the Twins with a chance to tie the game, to take the lead. And with the bases loaded and 1 out, Neiman works out of the jam with a little fly ball by Delman Young into center, and a pop-up in the infield by Jason Kubel. Kapler leads off for the Rays. And 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to the number 9 hitter, Brian Dunsing. And Jeff Neiman kind of locking horns here in a pitcher's duel at 3-2. Tigers continue to hold a 5-0 lead over the White Sox in the second game of the day-night doubleheader. Sox won the first game big. Here's a fly, foul down the right field line. And now the Twins going into play starting today. One game behind the White Sox. And now Dunsing working to Kepler at a ball and 2 strikes and a pitch. Pop up, playable. Right side, foul ground. Kadire coming over, makes the catch. Nice play by Michael. Ran into the railing of the Rays dugout, but braced himself to hold his balance. And a catch made by Kadire to retire Kepler. And boy, I tell you, Brian Dunsing is really settling in here.
Well, you know, like I said, John, early in the count, and talked to Bert Blyleman in between innings, and he made a valid point. He hasn't thrown that many innings, and it's a different adjustment coming into a game as a starter. And he said, could he possibly go through that dead arm syndrome that guys go through in spring training because of the innings that he's starting to accumulate?
Here's B.J. Upton to bat. He struck out twice, and he takes the ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. We mentioned, of course, Dunsing had 39 appearances out of the bullpen before they put him into the starting rotation. And he replaced Nick Blackburn. Nick, by the way, pitched and made his first start for the Rochester Red Wings last night. He pitched just 5 innings. 5 innings of shutout baseball, 66 pitches. So my guess is that they were just kind of asking Blackburn to kind of get back into the groove. There's a line drive base hit into right field. Upton will stop at first base as Kubel makes a nice play and quickly recovers the ball near the foul line. On a 2-0 delivery, Upton has a hit. Just the 4th of the game for the Rays. The Rays had a big hit in the first inning. A 3-run home run by Sean Rodriguez. And now Carl Crawford will bat with 1 out and 1 on. The Rays in the 5th, and they are leading 3-2. Dunsing's pitch count. He had a 33 first inning pitch count. But he has really settled down since then. 14 pitches in the second inning, 9 in the third, 12 in the fourth. And he delivers a breaking pitch for a strike to Crawford, and 0-1 the count. Dunsing is down at 77 pitches. More than likely, right around the 100 pitch mark, they'll start to look to see if Dunsing still has the same stuff that he had at the beginning of the game and decide whether or not to keep him in the game or to go to the bullpen. Here's a ground ball, could be 2. Plouffe at second, touches the bag at second base, and then fires onto first. And the 6-3 double play. That'll retire the Rays here in the 5th inning. Crawford bangs into that double play. That's all for the Rays in the 5th. They're out, no runs ahead. They leave none. And at the end of 5, it's a 3-2 Rays lead on your home for Twins baseball. The Buck Showalter-led Baltimore Orioles just scored 4 runs in the 6th inning. And the Orioles lead the Angels 5-2 in their game at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. First game for Buck Showalter as the new skipper of the Orioles. Michael Kadire leads off for the Twins, and the first pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. 3-2, the Rays lead here. Tight game. Good duel between Neiman, the right-hander, and Dunsing, the left-hander. And the pitch to Michael. Swinging a foul. Kadire in 1 ball and 1 strike. XL Energy reminds you to go for the safe play every day. If it smells like rotten eggs, scramble out the door. Then call 800-895-2999 from a safe distance away. XL Energy, responsible by nature. Kadire looks at ball 2 down low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Michael has a double and a strikeout. 1 for 2 in the game. The Twins, 6 hits. The Rays, 4 hits. There are no errors. And a 1-run lead for Tampa, 3-2. And here's Neiman's pitch. Kadire with a broken bat, base hit into center field. Neat part of the bat all the way out to shortstop. Kadire opens the Twins' 6th inning with a solid single. Broken bat that reaches into center field. And now Danny Valencia will bat. 7 hits now for the Twins.
Now we just got to put them back to back here and get something going. Neiman's been kind of holding us in check and got out of a big jam. I just get this feeling, John, that we're going to get to this guy. Either that or we're going to have to go to the bullpen here pretty soon.
Well, the Twins, a rather anemic 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position in the game tonight. And 0 for 4 in the last 2 innings. Kadire had a 1-out double in the 4th, but did not advance. And the pitch. Ground ball to third. Longoria's got it. Out at second. Out at first. Around the horn. Key there was Longoria to be able to play the one-hop ground ball. He had to leap to get it. Came down, planted that back foot, fired a strike to Rodriguez, and on to first for the completion of the 5-4-3 double play. Boy, 2 down for the Twins. And that opening base hit by Michael Kadire and a possible budding rally by the Twins nipped in the bud on a pitch.
Well, he's an all-star third baseman.
Yeah.
And he showed why right there. Got rid of that ball quickly after he came down and landed.
Yeah, he had to leap high to play the one hop. Now here is Trevor Plouffe to bat. Trevor looking for an elusive base hit. He's 0 for 2 tonight and 0 for 16 in his last 16 at bats. He'll take a strike after a ball pitch, and it's 1-1. Twins in the 6th inning, trailing by a run, 3-2. And here is the 1-1 delivery. Swinging and a foul, and 1-2. Oakland pitcher Trevor Cahill is really on target right now. He pitched his first big league complete game shutout. His dominant performance on the mound helped Oakland beat Kansas City on the West Coast last night 6-0. Who's on Target, brought to you by Target, where you'll find everything you need to enjoy outdoor baseball back at Target Field. Target, expect more and pay less. Pitch outside to Plouffe. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch count for Neiman at 87 as he works to the Twins here in the 6th inning. 2-away, nobody on. Plouffe the batter and the pitch. Just low and a full count of 3-2. Neiman has walked 2, 1 intentional. He has struck out 2. He had back-to-back strikeouts in the 2nd inning. Has had only 1 1-2-3 inning tonight, and that was back in the 2nd. Here's Neiman on a 3-2 delivery. A swing and a miss. Struck him out on a breaking pitch. Trevor Plouffe is down. The Twins are out. Here in the 6th inning, Neiman faces just 3 batters. He gets the double play ball to erase that base runner. 3rd strikeout of the game for Neiman. And that's all for the Twins in the 6th. 3-2 Tampa Bay after 5.5 on your home for Twins baseball.
The game at twinsbaseball.com.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Well, the hitters 3, 4, and 5 to face Brian Dunsing here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2, the Rays are leading. Evan Longoria, the leadoff batter, takes a ball and then a strike, and it's 1-1. Country Hearthbread, a proud partner of the Minnesota Twins. Country Hearthbread, the toast of the Twins. 1-1 delivery. Swinging a foul on an off-speed breaking pitch, and 1-2 to Longoria. Bottom of the 6th, Rays bat with a 1-run lead, 3-2. Longoria, a base hit and a run scored in the 1st. A ground out in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. And the pitch. Strike. 3 called. Wow. Outstanding breaking pitch here by Brian Dunsing. Man, that was a good old 12-6 yacker.
Well, it was a little backdoor breaking ball that started off the plate. Longoria kind of gave up on it, and it was perfect down and away.
Strikeout for Brian Dunsing, just his 3rd of the game. He's walked 3. And now the batter is Willie Ibar. Ibar lined out to the right fielder in his 1st at bat. Singled to deep short in his 2nd. He is 1 for 2. The Rays have just 4 hits in the game. The Twins have 7. But the Rays have the big hit of the game. 3-run home run. Here's a ground ball to 3rd. Nice backhand stop by Valencia. Comes up off the dirt and throws him out. And on a 1-0 delivery, Ibar is retired. And that'll be out number 2 for the Rays here as they bat in the 6th inning.
Now 2 quick outs again for Brian Dunsing. That was a fine play by Danny Valencia. He went to his right and dove and realized that Ibar does not run well. Took his time, got up, and he just patted his glove a little bit, made a real accurate throw.
You know, Valencia, Jack, has made only 1 error at 3rd base.
He's done a good job.
Yeah, he really has. And Valencia playing tonight in his 35th game. He's been very good in the field at third. Now here's Rodriguez. He had that big hit we were just talking about. 3-run home run in the first inning off of Brian Dunsing. The first home run that the Twins had given up. They had gone 8 consecutive games without the pitching staff giving up a homer. And Rodriguez's 3-run blow put them ahead 3-1. The Twins got a run back in the third. And they trail by a run at 3-2. And the pitch. Rodriguez takes it wide. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Matty Greer is throwing now in the Twins bullpen, so it's probably going to be the last inning. Dunsing's pitch count at 87. They might let him go one more, but I got to believe he's getting close to the end.
And a pitch fouled away. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Hey, folks, every Tuesday, a Value Pack Tuesday at Target Field. When you purchase a U.S. Bank Home Run Porch View ticket for any Tuesday game, you'll receive a free Schweigert hot dog and a Pepsi. Tuesdays are a great value day at Target Field. Here's the pitch. Inside. Full count, 3-2. The batter is Rodriguez. Dunsing facing Rodriguez. A home run and a double play. He's 1 for 2 in the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul down the third baseline. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Wild card standings. Yankees and Rays. Since they're both tied for first in the East, one of those two would also be the wild card leader. 6.5 games ahead of Boston. 7.5 games ahead of the Twins. A big wild card lead for the Yanks of the Rays. Pitch down low and a walk. 4th of the game given up by Brian Dunsing. Definitely a season high and also a career high. And now Dan Johnson will bat. National League, the Giants are the wild card leaders. Giants in second behind the Padres in the NL West. 2 back of the Pods. And 2 up on the Cardinals. 3.5 on Philadelphia. 5.5 on Colorado. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Easy play. Johnson retired. He's out on a pitch. And that's all for the Rays. They're down in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits. They leave 1 on the walk. And now at the end of 6, the Rays by a run at 3-2 on their home for Twins baseball.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, folks, it's time for the Minnesota State Lottery 7th inning scratch. Call 833-TWINS and hit 0, followed by the pound sign. 7th caller wins $50 in Twin Scratch tickets. Players must be 18 years of age. The Minnesota State Lottery. Everyone is playing. Drew Butera leads off. Butera, a walk and a hit on a bunt single. And he has scored one of the 2 runs in the game for the Twins. Mauer has driven in both runs on base hits in the 1st and 3rd innings. And Butera takes a strike and then a ball, and it's 1-1. Twins in the 7th, and they're down by a run. Neiman and Dunsing are still in there, although we have activity in both bullpens. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Butera. Span would be next. Butera swings and lifts a fly to left and a well hit. Backing off Crawford at the fence. It's gone. Drew Butera has tied the game. Touch them all. Drew Butera, his 2nd home run of the year. And the Twins have tied it up as Butera homers just over the left field wall. Crawford back to the wall and looking up. Thought he might have a chance to get it. 3-3 tie game. 19th home run given up by Jeff Neiman. And Butera is homered, and the Twins have tied it up at 3. Randy Schote is warming up in the bullpen for the Rays. Twins pen at the moment is quiet. Earlier, Matty Guerrero had been up.
Yeah, you got the right-hander Chad Qualls up, too, in the Rays pen.
Boy, Drew Butera has reached 3 times in a row. Here's Denard Span. He looks at the ball.
Well, Papa Sal Butera is here.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to make Daddy proud.
Well, actually, Sal has seen both of the home runs hit by Drew.
That's 2 more than Sal ever hit,
yeah,
I think.
That's true. Pitch down low for a ball and 2 balls and no strikes to count to Denard Span. Neiman pitches now to the left-handed hitting Span, and he's behind him at 2-0. And the pitch, swinging a foul, nubbed off to the third baseline and foul. 2 balls and 1 strike.
We've been informed that Sal Butera hit 8 home runs, none of which were with the Twins. And if you look, John, I probably gave one up. I'm sure I did. I always gave up a home run to the guys like him.
Oh, boy. 2 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander Neiman works. Span the batter. He's swinging and heading a ground ball to second base. Easy play for Rodriguez. He throws him out. Denard is the opening out for the Twins here in the 7th inning. Twins have tied it on a Drew Butera home run. The 8th hit of the game for the Twins. Now we're starting to get some activity in the Twins bullpen, Jack.
Yeah, it's Matty Guerrero's back up and throwing, so that could be it for Ryan Dunsing. And if it is, another good performance, only 4 hits over 6 innings.
I have Dunsing at 92 pitches. There's a ground ball hit to short off the bat of Casilla. Bartlett has it and is throw to first and plenty of time to retire Alexi Casilla. So that'll be out number 2. And here's Joe Mauer to bat, the DH. Mauer a perfect 2 for 2 with an intentional walk and driving in runs with base hits in the first and third innings. So the Twins have battled back from a 3-1 deficit and now have tied the game at 3. Butera with a leadoff home run here to start things in the top half of the 7th inning. Neiman ready as he faces Mauer in the pitch. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Yankees continue to trail Toronto in their game at Yankee Stadium. 5-2, the Blue Jays are leading, and they're batting in the top of the 8th inning. Here is the Neiman pitch, high and wide. 2 balls and no strikes to Mauer. White Sox get a run back in the top of the 7th. Paul Konerko with his 26th home run of the year. But Chicago trailing in the second game of that day-night doubleheader, 5-1 to the Tigers. Here's Neiman now to Mauer, and a strike is in, and it's 2-1. Neiman at exactly 100 pitches. Jeff Neiman, the right-hander, into the line, and here is the 2-1 to Mauer, swinging a drive, foul down the left field line. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Neiman, born in Houston, Texas, still makes his home there. He went to Rice. It was a high draft pick by the Tampa Bay Rays. There's a 1-0 lifetime mark against the Twins. Second start against them. He started against the Twins in that July series at Target Field, but he did not figure in the final decision. Mauer again slices a foul, and Joe still at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joe kind of looking forward to a brother reunion. His older brother Jake, the manager of the Fort Myers Miracle, they're going to be playing up in this area against Clearwater on Thursday, and an opportunity for Jake and members of the Fort Myers Miracle team to come over for the Thursday afternoon game before their Thursday night game. And the Gulf Coast League Twins will be here tomorrow night. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Mauer with a ground ball foul down the first baseline. Fielded by Johnsman in foul territory. Tom Burdensky, one of the coaches of the Gulf Coast League Twins, coming up. And he's going to be here along with some of the Gulf Coast League players. I think they have an afternoon game in Sarasota tomorrow. And then they'll come across the bridge and watch the Twins and the Rays in Game 3 of the series tomorrow night. That ought to be a good one. David Price, 14-5 against Scott Baker, 9-9. 2-2 to count to Mauer. And here's Neiman's pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on what would have been ball 3. High hard one. Strikeout number 4 in the game for Jeff Neiman. Twins come up to tie the game here in the 7th inning. on a home run by Drew Butera, his second of his major league career. 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left at the end of 6 1/2. 3-3 tie, the Twins and the Rays on your home for Twins baseball. Hey, folks, the 7th inning stretch tonight was brought to you by Barrel of Fun, the official potato chips of the Minnesota Twins. Big league taste, hometown values, a KLN family brand in Perham, Minnesota. Matty Guerrero is on. He'll face leadoff batter Jason Bartlett, and a swing and a ground ball hit to second baseman Alexi Casilla on an 0-1 delivery and an easy out. Bartlett is retired. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Here's Shopik to bat. 3-3 tie game. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Twins have out-hit the Rays 8-4. We're going to get a pinch hitter here for Shopik. And it's going to be John Jaso. Jaso was the starting catcher in the game last night. Batted leadoff and went 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. He was pitch hit for when Shopik batted for him late in the game. That was in the 8th inning. And Jaso takes a pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes. John Jaso batting.
Well, Joe Madden's going to do the old left-hander switch. Now that right-hander Matt Guerrero's on the mound, we got Matt Joyce on the on-deck circle for Gabe Kapler, the right-hander.
And the pitch down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, certainly a big game for both teams in the races in their respective divisions. A strike on the outside corner. The Rays tied with the Yankees for first. The Twins trailing the White Sox by a game for first. That's in the AL Central.
The right-hander Joaquin Benoit is up and throwing, so maybe he'll be coming in the game.
Boy, Ed Benoit, they say he's been just absolutely lights out for the Rays. Pitch down low and in, and 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Jaso. Matty Guerrero coming on for the Twins. Matty making appearance number 49, the most of any of the Twins pitchers. 46 2/3 innings and 38 hits allowed. 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4 and a walk. And the go-ahead runners at first base. 5th walk given up by the Twins pitchers. 4 given up by Dunsing. And here's Joyce being announced as the pinch hitter. Well, Matt Joyce in the game last night started in right field, went 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. He had the big hit of the game. And Joyce stepping in to face Matt Guerrero. Well, a couple of key players going down for teams that are chasing and hoping to win a division. The Red Sox, 6.5 back, have put Kevin Youkilis on the disabled list. A thumb injury. And the Phillies, boy, they're trying to catch the Braves, and only 3 back of the Braves. They lose Ryan Howard for a couple of weeks. He's on the DL. He went out with that ankle injury.
Jose Mijares and Jesse Crane, the right-hander, are up and throwing.
Well, the bullpens are active. 3-3 tie game. We're getting late. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Ball 1 to Joyce. Matt Guerrero now with Kadire holding. Jaso at first and the pitch. Low and in. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Twins led 1-0 and a Mauer hit in the first. The Rays led 3-1 and a 3-run homer by Rodriguez in the first. Twins trailed 3-2 and an RBI single by Mauer in the third. Now Guerrero's 2-0 delivery. Ball 3 outside, and it's 3-0. Twins tied it up on a Butera home run in the top of the 7th. And it's a 3-3 tie. 8 hits in the game for the Twins, 4 for the Rays. But the Rays have 5 walks in the game. And here's a swing and a foul by Joyce on a 3-0 pitch. Wow. He was going for the downs on that one. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ready now on a 3-1 delivery. Matty Guerrier to the left-handed hitting Joyce, and a pitch. It's wide, ball 4. Wow. Back-to-back walks. And now the Rays will have the go-ahead run at second base in scoring position. The Rays tonight are 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. And that activity was way back in the first inning. B.J. Upton to bat. A base hit and 2 strikeouts. He's 1 for 3.
Well, I don't think either one of the Twins relievers are ready yet. So Gardy going to stick with Guerrero to face the right-hander Upton.
At second base, Jaso. And here is the pitch to Upton, and a check swing and a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. Matty Guerrero with a breaking pitch, and he missed low. Jaso runs average. He's not nearly as slow as Shapik. He's at second base. At first is Joyce, and the pitch. Check swing, he did not go again. 2 balls and no strikes, and time is called as Butera runs a baseball back out to Matty Guerrier. Boy, oh boy. He needs a straight pitch here.
This is not like Matty getting behind and struggling a lot like Dunson did in the first inning. With their command, you kind of wonder if the mounds are maybe different coming from the bullpen to the game field mound.
Benoit continues to warm in the pen for the Rays. We're in the bottom of the 7th and a 3-3 tie game, and a big pitch here. 2 balls and no strikes in the pitch, and here's a swing and a drive. Oh my! A 3-run home run for B.J. Upton. No doubt about that one. And a 2-ball, no strike delivery. Matty Guerrier gets up a 3-run bomb. The Rays lead 6-3. Right from the crack of the bat. That one was out of here. Upton has homered. Boy, the walks come back to haunt Matty Guerrier and the Twins. Well, Ron Gardenhire is out, and that's going to be all for Matt Guerrier. This call to the bullpen on the Treasure Island Baseball Network, brought to you by Summit, inviting you to take advantage of this break in the action. Jose Majares is on, and he faces Carl Crawford with 1 away. A 3-run bomb by B.J. Upton. Wow. An absolute no-doubter. And it's 6-3. The Rays are leading. Majares facing Crawford. 1 ball, 1 strike, and he misses wide. 2-1. Things a little quieter at Wrigley tonight. 2-1, Milwaukee leading. Last night, Milwaukee 18-1 with 26 hits. And beating the Cubs. Whew. That is a shellacking. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cubbies dropped to 5th now. 13.5 back. 46-60. The Brewers 11 back. 49-58. But they won big last night. Here's the 2-2 delivery and a foul. Out of play down the left field line. And still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, Matty Guerrier giving up that 3-run bomb. 4th home run given up by Guerrier.
Well, Upton was sitting on a fastball in. He got the pitch and did not miss it.
Here's Majares now to Crawford, and a ground ball hit to second. Casillas got it. And the flip to first, and plenty of time to retire Crawford. There's 2 down for the Rays in the 7th. And here is Evan Longoria to bat. Twins fans, you can receive a medium signature iced tea for just $2 at any Caribou location the day after the Twins record a save. Get your coupon at cariboucoffee.com/twins. Twins saves, fueled by Caribou Coffee.
Gardy's out again. Going to make another pitching change.
Right-handed hitting Longoria. He wants the right-hander to come on. It's going to be Jesse Crane. So very quickly, a call to the pen on the Treasure Island Baseball Network, brought to you by Summit. Well, Jesse Crane is on. He'll pitch to Evan Longoria, the third pitcher here in the seventh. Matty Guerrero started. Maharis faces one batter and gets him out. And now here's Crane to Longoria, and the pitch is up high. 1 ball and no strikes. 6-3. The Rays are leading. A 3-run home run by B.J. Upton. The big blow here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. And the pitch in there for a strike and 1-1. Pausing for station identification on the. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Crane misses, up and in. 2 balls and a strike. He's pitching to Evan Longoria. Here at Tropicana Field, the Rays have moved back out in front. They have their biggest lead. They're up by 3 at 6-3. And Longoria bats 2 balls and a strike against Jesse Crane. Third pitcher to 7th inning for the Twins. Foul off to the right, back into the seats. And it's 2-2 now to count to Evan Longoria. He's 1 for 3 in the game tonight. Twins right-hander Jesse Crane coming on, making appearance number 46 on the year. 44 innings. He's given up just 38 hits. Swinging a drive, foul down the third base line. Tomorrow night, 14-game winner David Price. He's the winningest pitcher in the American League. 14-5 against Scott Baker, 9-9. Price, who started the All-Star game for the American League and pitched well.
Well, he's got electric stuff, John.
Yes, he does. Here's Crane now as he works to the right-handed hitting Longoria, and a swing and a miss. Struck him out with a fastball. Longoria chases, and he's the third out of the Rays' 7th inning. They bat 6. They get a big blow, a 3-run homer from B.J. Upton. 3 runs, 1 hit, and there was nobody left on. At the end of 7, 6-3, Tampa Bay, and you're home for Twins Baseball.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hakeem Benoit now pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays. Boy, you read some of the highlights of this guy, and you think he would qualify for the Cy Young Award. He is really pitching lights out for Tampa, and he will face leadoff batter Delman Young, and the first pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. He gave up a game-tying home run to Nick Swisher in New York on the 16th of July. Since then, he's pitched 9 straight scoreless innings. Here is the sent by Benoit and the pitch. A strike is in, and it's 1-1. 8 2/3 innings, 3 hits, and 12 strikeouts. He's allowed 3 runs all season long, all of them on solo homers. And Benoit to Delman, and here's a drive to left. Backing off is left fielder Crawford on the track. He makes the catch. Well stroked by Delman, just shy of getting out of here. And a long out to left field. Leadoff batter Delman Young retired, and here's Jason Kubel to bat. Benoit leads all major league relievers with a .72 ERA. He's held opponents to a 115 batting average, and he has 53 strikeouts in 37 1/3 innings. Hakeem Benoit used to be at the Rangers. They tried him as a starter, and at one time he was a closer, and he was picked up, a minor league free agent signed by the Rays in January. Made the team out of spring training. Swinging a foul just down below by Kubel after a ball pitch, and it's 1-1. 6-3 Tampa Bay leads. Well, they lost for the Twins tonight and a split for the White Sox. And the Twins would lose a half a game and be a game and a half behind the Sox. And the pitch. Swinging a fly, fouled on the left field line, chased by Crawford, but he won't get it. And the Tigers, they would gain a half a game and be 6.5 out. Detroit's got a lot of work to do.
Gardy's got right-hander Matt Capps up, and I have a feeling he's going to come in and get an inning. He hasn't pitched in a few days.
Yeah, the last he pitched was Friday against Seattle when he saved the Twins' 5-3 win. And Capps has not pitched since then, just one inning in that game against Seattle. Now Benoit to Kubel, swinging a ground ball, fielded by second baseman Rodriguez, so to first, and they didn't get him. Safe at first is Kubel with an infield hit. Quite a play by Rodriguez. Shift is on for Kubel. Rodriguez in right field, sprinting to his right, backhanded the ball, fell over, and threw to first baseman Johnson. An on-target throw, and they might have gotten him.
I couldn't get his feet up underneath him.
No.
Don. That turf kind of grabbed him and pulled the first baseman off the bag a little bit.
Twins get their 9th hit of the game, the single. Boy, pretty tough to call that an infield single. When he fields the ball some 30 feet in the outfield grass and right. Pitch wide to Kadire, 1 ball and no strikes. It's a hit for Kubel, and he is on at first base. Twins trailing by 3. Kadire bats. On deck is Valencia. And Benoit pitches. This is low, 2-0. Neiman, 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks, 1 intentional, 4 strikeouts. And at the moment, he is the pitcher of decision for the Rays. Matt Guerrero is the pitcher of decision for the Twins. Now the set by right-hander Benoit, a big pitch. He's 2-0 to Michael Kadire. Strike, a fastball is in.
Yeah, Neiman leaves the game after giving up a home run to the number 9 hitter Drew Butera with a tie game, and he walks into the dugout and gets a W. He's living right.
He sure is. Well, he doesn't have that
He
W
doesn't have it
yet,
but he's in line to get it.
He sure is. 3-run lead. Benoit checking runner Kubel in the pitch. Kadire swings and lines one to left. Chased in there by Crawford, and he'll run it down. Makes the catch. Again, well stroked by Kadire. Down the left field line, and Crawford sprinting to his right. He makes the running catch to retire Michael Kadire, and now here's Valencia to bat. Well, Valencia looking for his first hit of the night, first hit of the series. He is 0 for 7 so far in the series, 0 for 3 tonight. Kadire 2 hits tonight. Delman Young 0 for 4 tonight, that 12-game hitting streak on the line. He may not get another at bat. Here's a pitch to Valencia. Strike is in, an 0-1. Danny struck out in his first at bat. He grounded out to third in the 4th. He banged into a double play in the 6th. 5-4-3 after a leadoff single by Kadire. It was a good play by third baseman Longoria. Here's the 0-1 to Valencia. Swinging a ground ball. Third baseman Longoria has it to second for the force on Kubel. Twins are out in the 8th inning. Benoit with yet another scoreless inning. No runs, a hit, and 1 left for the Twins. They stranded 7 in the game. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tampa Bay leads it by 3. 6-3 at your home for Twins baseball.
Baseball.com.
Matt Capps is on, second appearance since Capps joined the Twins in the trade from the Washington Nationals for Wilson Ramos. And Capps will be facing leadoff batter Willie Ibar, switch hitter. He'll bat left against the right-hander. Ibar 1 for 3 tonight. He has one of the 5 hits in the game for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays have only 5 hits, but they also have 6 walks. Swing and a miss by Ibar. And Capps with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Capps works from a set, as most relievers do. And he pitches and delivers a strike, and it's 1-2. Ibar, Rodriguez, and Johnson set to face Caps here in the 8th inning. And closer Rafael Soriano warming up in the bullpen. Soriano, who did not pitch in a save situation in last night's game when the Rays won 4-2. Wheeler picked up the save, but he had worked 3 games in a row. But he's warming up in the pen now and looks like he'll be coming in to pitch the 9th. At the moment, it is a safe situation game. Ground ball is short. Charging in Plouffe. Throws on the run. And out Ibar. There's one away to start things here for the Rays in the 8th inning. 6-3 they lead. Hey, are you traveling this season? Sure you are. Take the Twins with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Twins game live or on demand on your computer. Visit TwinsBaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Here is Sean Rodriguez, has one of 2 3-run homers in the game for the Rays. B.J. Upton has the other, and that's pretty much the difference in the game. 3-run homer by Rodriguez put them ahead 3-1. Twins came back, scratching for a run in the 3rd and a run in the 7th. But the Rays got that 3-run homer from B.J. Upton in the 7th, and they lead it 6-3. Rodriguez takes ball 1, and then a strike is in, and it's 1-1. Outfield straight away for Rodriguez. He is 1 for 2 in the game. 3-run homer, grounded into a double play and drew a walk. And the pitch. Right fastball at the knees. Caps with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Matt Capps, as mentioned, the second appearance for the Twins. 25 saves with the Washington Nationals before being traded over to the Twins. And the pitch. Just off the outside corner. 2-2 the count. And along with Soriano is Dan Wheeler. Both of them warming in the bullpen. Twins looking to the bottom top of the 9th inning. Trevor Plouffe, Drew Butera, and Denard Span are the 3 scheduled hitters. Thus the Twins could go to the bench. Foul out of play by Rodriguez. And it'll be still 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting second baseman. And here is Capps as he sets. And will pitch to Rodriguez at 2-2. The pitch. Just off the outside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. West Coast games tonight. Kansas City at Oakland. And Texas at Seattle. The Rangers leading on American League West by 8 games over Oakland and Los Angeles. The biggest lead of any division leader. And the pitch. Swinging a foul. 3-2 still. Tigers win that second game, so a split in the day-night doubleheader. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes a count to the right-handed hitting Sean Rodriguez. Well, now Jerry Crawford, the home plate umpire, he might have been hit by that foul ball, and looks like he's going to call on the Tampa trainer, and Crawford's coming over, and he's going down into the Tampa dugout and down the runway.
Yeah, he turned, or Drew Butera turned around and asked, I think Jerry asked him something, and almost like, hey, am I bleeding, or something like that, and Drew said, yeah, and all of a sudden he just takes off to the dugout. So none of the other umpires are going down to see if their buddy's okay.
He's the crew chief. Crawford went down into the dugout tunnel. Evidently, he wanted to be treated by the Tampa trainer in the tunnel and not outside the dugout. So Rodriguez still batting here, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Looked like the foul tip hit him on the toe, and that's all I could see in the replay there, John. So I really can't see what might have happened, but obviously Drew Butera said something to him. And here comes Jerry, gets a standing ovation.
Yeah, I guess he's all right. He trots back. Obviously, the foul ball off the toe didn't hurt him, but he needed to be treated, and was treated by the Tampa trainer. And now we're back to live action and ready to go with 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. 1 out, and nobody on. The Rays batting in the bottom of the 8th, and the pitch, swinging a foul, and we still have the 3 ball, 2 strike count. The Rays are continuing to chart Rocco Baldelli, a former Rays outfielder, trying to make a comeback. He's playing at Double-A. They're watching his game reports each and every day, and who knows, maybe Baldelli will be back with the Rays in a call-up in September. Here's a pitch just high. Wow. Didn't miss by much. That is the 7th walk of the game by the Twins pitchers. And the batter is going to be the left-handed swinging Dan Johnson. Johnson stepping in. He's 0 for 2. Twins, who lead the American League in fewest walks and lead by a wide margin. That is the most that they have walked in a game this year. 7 walks given up by the Twins. They had a game in which they walked 6. That a couple of times, but they have never walked 7, and they've done that here. 4 by Dunsing, 2 by Guerrero, and 1 by Matt Capps. And the batter Johnson takes ball 1 and then ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
No, Capps not real sharp either.
No. But like you said, Jack, the last he pitched was last Friday.
And that's why he's in the game right now.
Yeah.
Normally, Gardy's not going to bring his closer in when you're down by 3 runs. But.
And here's ball 3 outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Twins staff walked the major league low 223 batters this season. And the bullpen has walked just 85, which is also a major league low. There goes the runner, throw to second base. A steal for Sean Rodriguez. And a pitch, a strike to Dan Johnson, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, the Rays trying to get that runner into scoring position, and they've done it on the steal by Sean Rodriguez, his 8th of the year in 10 tries. And now Johnson with a hit to the outfield could drive in the 7th run of the game for the Rays. Butera out to talk to Capps. I'm sure with the runner at second base, a new sign sequence from Butera. And wants to make sure that Capps is on the same page. And here's the set by Capps, and the 3-1 delivery coming to Johnson. Swinging a foul. Payoff pitch coming at 3-2. Fifth pitcher of the night for the Twins. Dunsing started. Guerrero, Maharis, Crane, and Capps out of the bullpen. And now Capps ready on a 3-2 offering to Dan Johnson. Long hesitation. Here's the pitch. Low and in, ball 4. Back-to-back walks given up by Capps. 8 passes given up by the Twins tonight. Wow. And runners at first and second, and Jason Bartlett to bat.
Yeah, we need ourselves a good old-fashioned double play ball now.
Yeah, get the Twins in the dugout, see what they can do in the top of the 9th.
Ron May up and throwing. Left-hander for the Twins.
Yeah, Soriano and Wheeler have been up in the pen for the Rays. They pitched a couple of innings out there.
They're both ready.
Yes, they are. Here's ball 1 to Bartlett. A pitch down low and in. And 1-0. Jason tonight is 0 for 3 with 3 ground ball outs. Here's the set by Capps. Checks the runner, and here's the pitch. Ooh, way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Rick Anderson is going to come out and try to settle down Matt Capps just a little bit. We'll remind you, we got a night game tomorrow night. 7:10 start, Eastern Time, Central Time 6:10. Scott Baker against David Price. And then the Twins and the Rays will wrap up the 4-game series with a day game on Thursday. Kevin Slowey against Wade Davis. Baker 9-9, Price 14-5. Slowey won his 10th in his last game. Outstanding pitching performance against Seattle. And he will face Davis, who has a record of 9-9. Well, the discussion with Anderson, Butera, and Capps is over. And with a count of 2 balls and no strikes, Jason Bartlett awaits the 2-0 delivery from Matt Capps. And here is the set by the right-hander. And the pitch. Bartlett swings and lines a hit to center. We'll see if Rodriguez gets a green light. They gave it to him, and then they...
Oh, we got something.
Yeah, we got him trapped between second. Now the run trying to score, and out at the plate. Rodriguez trying to jar the ball from Butera, but Butera holding on to it and tagging out Sean Rodriguez, and that'll retire Rodriguez. 2 down, runners at first and second, and the Twins catch a break. It's a hit for Bartlett, but a base running gaff by Dan Johnson as he circled beyond second base, and in doing so, he was trapped off of second. Before they could tag him out at second base, they relayed back to the plate, and they got Rodriguez, and he is out at home. Guardia is out. We got a pitching change coming up. Mayhay is going to come on to face. All right, Chris, we'll look forward to a complete scoreboard, of course, with a lot of action in the American and National Leagues on this Tuesday night. And now here's Ron Mayhay coming on. He's going to face John Jaso, the left-handed hitting catcher. A base hit by Bartlett. He's at first base. And Johnson is at second base. The scoring on the out at home plate is 8-3-4-2. The cutoff by Johnson, or by Kadire. Kadire then to Alexi Casilla, and then Casilla back to Butera for the out. And the tag on Sean Rodriguez. First pitch from Mayhay to the left-handed hitting Jaso is in there for a strike at 0-1. And the set now by Mayhay, and the pitch, and Jaso takes it low. Matt Capps, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. The base runners, Johnson at second, Bartlett at first, had the responsibility of the departed right-hander Matt Capps. Mayhay trying to get Jaso for the final out, get the Twins in the dugout here for the top half of the 9th inning. In the bottom of the 8th, Jaso bats, swings and hits a ground ball to first. Kadire fields. Race to the base, won easily by Michael, and that'll retire Jaso and the Rays. They're out in the 8th inning. No runs for Tampa Bay. They had 1 hit, and they leave 2. And we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Tampa Bay leads by 3. And Soriano is going to come on to try to save it. It's 6-3 Tampa Bay at your home for Twins baseball. Rafael Soriano is on. He's going to face a couple of pinch hitters for the Twins in the 9th. 6-3, the Rays are leading. Came to the Rays from Atlanta in December, and boy, what a job he's done. He leads the American League in saves with 30. 30 out of 32. And he was in the All-Star game, pitched a perfect inning in the All-Star game for the American League, despite the American League losing in the Midsummer's Classic. And now here is Rebko to lead off for the Twins as he pinch hits for Trevor Plouffe. Plouffe leaves the game 0 for 3. And Soriano to Rebko. And a pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Repko has a 6-game hitting streak and is 9 for 26 during that streak. And the pitch. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. On deck is Jose Morales. He'll bat for Butera.
Sorio's got a really unique delivery with nobody on base. He stretches, comes set, and then he winds up.
Here is the 1-1 delivery and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got that split finger, and boy, it's a great pitch for him. And now he jumps ahead at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Repko hitting .324 overall, 14th game, 12 for 37. He's 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter. And he bats against Rafael Soriano, trying for his 31st save of the year. And the pitch. He got him, swinging a miss, strike 3. Repko is out, ball in the dirt, but Jaso played it and tags out Repko at home plate. 1 away for the Twins here in the top half of the 9th inning. And here is Jose Morales to be announced as a pinch hitter. Jose Morales stepping in. This is his 3rd game and his 4th at bat as a pinch hitter. He's 0 for 1. He will bat left-handed. And Morales 0 for 3 since being called up last week. And here is Soriano's pitch to Morales. It's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Twins were in Kansas City when Morales was called back up. And the first pitch in there for a strike, and it is a count of 0-1. Batting left against the right-hander, Soriano in the pitch. Missed for the slider, and it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-3, the Rays are leading. They have been out-hit by the Twins 9-6, but the Rays have 8 walks in tonight's game, the most walks given up by the Twins in a game this season. Here is the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Jose Morales. And it's just inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Neiman started. Benoit in the 8th. He pitches an inning, gives up a hit. Faces 4 batters, and now Soriano in the 9th. Twins used a total of 6 pitchers tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Soriano pitching to Jose Morales. And the pitch. High, 3-1 to count.
I have never seen what Soriano does. He literally acts like he's going to the stretch. He comes set. Then he gets his sign, John, in between his set position, and then he winds up. Batter could step out, and he wouldn't, he'd still go through his same motions.
Here is the 3-1 delivery. Swing and a foul back. Big cut by Morales. I guess, remember Paul Bird, he used to do that windmill windup.
Yeah, he had double pump sometimes.
And a couple times he double pumped.
Yep.
That was kind of unusual, but this here is quite unusual.
Well,
like you say.
Bird was, that was the old school thing. Come over his head sometimes, double pump. But I have never seen anybody do this.
3-2, full count. Denard Spain on deck. Twins batting in the 9th and trailing 6-3. They need base runners. And payoff pitch. He walked him, ball 4. And the Twins get a base runner. That'll be the first walk given up by Soriano, the 3rd walk given up by the Rays pitchers. We'll pause here for station identification on your home for Twins baseball. Well, the batter is going to be Denard Span. Jim Thome is on deck. He would bat for Alexi Casilla. Twins batting here in the 9th inning. 1 out and 1 on. And Span backs away from an inside delivery after showing bunt. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Soriano issuing a walk to Jose Morales. He's the base runner at first. Twins get Span on, and then Thome bats. Big home run threat with Jim Thome. Here's the set by Soriano. And the pitch to Denard. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Twins got a run in the first, one in the third, one in the seventh. Maurer drove in the runs in the first and the third. Butera homered for the Twins in the seventh. That tied the game at 3. The Rays got 3 in the first and a 3-run homer by Sean Rodriguez. 3 in the seventh on a 3-run homer by B.J. Upton. 1-1 delivery. Low and in. 2 balls and a strike. Boy, Jerry Crawford, he's got a tight zone here in the ninth inning. Armchair umpires calling for a strike on that pitch.
Soria kind of looking into him. Jerry Crawford just tilting his head and staring back out like, hey, you throw the ball, I'll call the strikes.
Two and 1 to count now to the left-handed hitting Denard Span. And the 2-1 delivery. Here's the pitch. Low, 3-1. Soriano a little upset with himself now. Soriano pitched in the game Saturday against the New York Yankees, and he gave up a ninth-inning home run in a 4-4 tie game to Robinson Cano, and he ended up taking the loss.
Now, Soriano's got terrible body language. He's walking around and taking his time. Joe Madden's just getting a little frustrated, but he's his guy, and he's got to stay with him.
Yeah, there's no activity in the bullpen. And now here's Soriano, 3-1, and Span swings and fouls. Bounces one into the seats beyond the Rays dugout. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Rays have been in need of a good closer in the last couple of years. Ever since they lost Troy Percival. Percival really kind of went downhill in the 2008 season. And now the Rays have Soriano, and well, he has been a terrific closer for them. 30 saves and 32 save opportunities, and he leads the American League in saves. 3-2. Line drive, and a catch. No, not a catch, a base hit. They're going to get Morales at second base. A fielder's choice at second. Well, Morales had to hold up. There would have been a base hit for Denard Span, but it ends up being a fielder's choice, 9-6. I thought at first that Rodriguez caught the ball. Did he get his glove on the ball, Jack, or not?
No, he never touched the ball. But
okay.
Like you said, Morales just had a freeze. He wasn't off the bag that far. He had a freeze because it was a line drive, and right fielder
Matt Joyce.
Matt Joyce, who's in there for Kapler, was charging in very hard and made an easy play to second base to get the force out.
Tough break for the Twins. They could have had 2 on, and that would have been a hit for Denard Span. And now here's Tomey to bat, and the Twins are down to their last out. Tomey takes a strike, and it's 0-1. 6-3, the Rays are leading. Twins are batting with 2 outs and 1 on. Here in the top of the 9th inning, Span runs and will reach second base. And fielders are defensive indifference, as Denard Span was not being held on by Johnson at first base. So the Twins will have Span at second. And Tomey stepping in. And 1 ball and 1 strike.
There's absolutely nobody at third base, so Denard could walk to third base.
Yeah, he really could. And the pitch. Tomey with a check swing, and it's a strike, and it's 0-2. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tomey. Tomey, 13 home runs, 34 runs batted in. 5 for 20 as a pinch hitter, and he has 1 pinch hit home run. Maurer on deck. Twins trailing 6-3, and Span at second base. Longoria, the third baseman, over at shortstop. Tomey with a ground ball, and it's fielded by Rodriguez. Throws to the pitcher, and they get him. Oh, he dropped the ball. Oh, boy. How about that? Soriano dropped the ball at first base, and that would have been the final out. Now, J.J. Hardy's going to run for Jim Tomey at first base, and error is charged to Soriano. And now they're going to check on Soriano. He may have been hurt on that play at first base. Joe Madden, the Tampa trainer, coming out to check on Soriano. He appears to be in pain as he covered the play at first base. He had the ball in his glove, and then he dropped it. I don't know really what the injury would be unless he was hit on his left wrist and taking the catch, it kind of hitting the heel of his glove. The ball got past Johnson. Second baseman Rodriguez fielded the ball and threw on to first where Soriano was covering. And Tomey would have been out. But he reaches on the air, charged to the pitcher. On to third is Denard Span. And now Joe Mauer bats. And Soriano's going to take a couple of warm-up tosses here. For the life of me, I can't figure out what his injury would be.
Well, you know, Denard Span could have easily scored. Scotty Olger chose not to let him run to third base, but he could have walked to third base. There was nobody at all close to third base, and they chose to help him there. It would have been, again, indifference there at third base, but he would have scored on that last play. Of course, we need 3 to tie, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the run span, that doesn't mean all that much, nor does the run at first base of J.J. Hardy, who's running for Jim Tomey. The run at the plate means a whole lot. Joe Mauer can crank one out of here. We got a tie game. And Mauer is 2 for 3 tonight. So the Rays and Soriano are making it interesting here in the top of the 9th inning. On deck is Delman Young. At first base, Hardy. And at second base, or third base is Span. And Soriano's first pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. At third, Span. At first, Hardy. Twins have 2 on with 2 outs. No runs are in as yet. And the Twins are trailing 6-3 as they bat in the top of the 9th inning. And Mauer is the batter. Soriano's pitch. There's a line drive, base hit, right field. Hardy was running. He'll gain third easily. And the Twins trail 6-4. And now have runners at first and third with still 2 outs. And Delman Young will bat. Mauer gets his 3rd hit of the game. And his 3rd run batted into the game. Span scores easily from third base. Hardy was running on what would have been defensive indifference and easily gains third. And Delman will bat. And the Twins are hanging in here in the top of the 9th inning. Mauer's 3rd hit and 3rd run batted in. And Delman steps in to face Rafael Soriano. Twins now with 10 hits in the game. And as their first hit here in the 9th. Delman takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Hardy at third, Mauer at first. 6-4 game.
Where Crawford's playing on the warning track in left field.
And the pitch to Delman. Swing and a foul. Off the protective mask of Jaso, and Terry Crawford asking if it was okay, and Jaso says yes. Two strikes to count now to Delman Young. This crowd in a frenzy, hoping that Soriano can get the 3rd out, and the Rays can move into first place in the American League East. The Yankees lost their game earlier tonight to Toronto. Here's the 0-2 to Delman. Swinging a ground ball, hit towards short. Tough play for Bartlett. Throws to first. Down first base. Out by a half a step. Wow, is that ever close? Delman Young nipped at first on a 6-3 scoring play. Oh, my. Nearly an infield hit. Like to watch that one on the replay. He's out.
Yeah, he got it right.
Just as the ball hit the glove, in the next half second, the foot hit the bag. Twins are out in the 9th inning. 4 Minnesota in the 9th. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on. A 2-run win for the Rays, their second 2-run win in this series. And the Rays move into first in the American League East, a game ahead of the Yankees. The Twins drop a half a game to the White Sox in the American League Central standings, and they're a game and a half back. For the Twins in the ninth, a run and a hit, an error and two left, and the final 6-4 Tampa Bay wins. Chris Atterbury standing by with an update on the Toyota post-game download. That's coming up next. Chris, what's up?
Well, John, obviously lots to discuss. Another dandy between the Twins and the Rays. It seems as if when these two teams get together, not always the prettiest baseball, but certainly never fails to be exciting baseball, and the Twins fall just short tonight. We'll tell you one of the reasons why when we go beyond the box score to examine some lost opportunities in this ballgame for Minnesota. Of course, we'll have all the scoring plays for you as well, and we'll have our Diamond Player of the Game as he will stop by. Kind of a toss-up tonight. It was a team effort for the Rays as
all right, Chris, we'll look forward, of course, to the Toyota postgame download and lots of features and comments from Twins manager Ron Gardenhire, plus a complete scoreboard. 6-4 the final. The Twins drop this one as the winning pitcher is Jeff Neiman, and Matty Guerrero takes the loss. 2 3-run home runs doing the Twins in tonight, and the Twins trying to battle back with base hits that end up scoring runs, including a second home run by Drew Butera. Final 6-4. We'll be back to wrap it up with the Twins losing to the Rays on your home for Twins baseball. Tropicana Field, where the Rays have won their 8th in their last 9 games, putting together quite a homestand here against the Tigers, Yankees, and now the Twins. And they win tonight by a final score of 6-4. The Twins came up with a stolen base tonight by Michael Kadire. They get the speed they need with Crest high-speed internet. You get the speed you need without burning up your wallet. Well, Jack, a lot of axioms in baseball, of course, and one is that a walk is as good as a hit. And when pitchers walk 8, as the Twins did here tonight, combined with the hit total for the Rays of 6, that's 14 base runners that the Rays had in the game, and that 3-run home run. Earl Weaver, the Hall of Fame manager for the Orioles, used to live and die by that 3-run homer, and that's why the Rays win the game here tonight.
Well, you look at the box score, John, and you realize they scored 6 runs. 3 of those runs were scored via the walk.
Yep.
We lost by 3, so there's the ball game right there. You just explained it all. You know, we've got our hits tonight. Denard Span gets a couple hits. Michael Kadire gets a couple. Drew Butera gets a home run and 2 hits tonight. And Joe Mauer gets 3 hits and 3 RBIs. But we just made too many mistakes on the hill. I thought Dunsing pitched well tonight. He was the victim of a long-pitched inning, 33 pitches in that one inning. Then he settled down, but he did give up the 3-run homer, which included one of those walks that you just talked about to Sean Rodriguez. And other than that, he had a pretty good night tonight, but Matty Guerrero just had a tough one. He walked a couple guys and gave up the bomb, and that was the story of tonight's game.
Season series, the Rays have now won 5 of 6 against the Twins. The Rays with a win, moving into first place in the American League East, 67 wins, the most wins of any team in baseball. This is a good baseball team. They've got some power, they've got speed, they play well in the field, and they have outstanding pitching, especially in the starting rotation. And they got a guy that closes who leads the American League in saves with 31. There's a combination of a lot of things that kind of neatly roll into a very good baseball team.
Well, you look at their record, and they just passed the Yankees, and they got the best record in baseball. So that says a lot about this ball club. And you described it, John. They do a lot of things right. Very good defensive team. Their speed makes up for some great defense. Carl Crawford, Jay Upton in center field. Those guys can cover some ground. Pretty solid on the left side with Longoria and Bartlett. And their pitching is just phenomenal. Soriano tonight struggled. He is a typical reliever. Makes me nervous every single time they come in, the closers. But he's got great numbers, and he does the job. I think Joe Madden's just got to kind of shut his eyes and say, okay, kid, get him out, and let me know what happens in the end. But they do have a great team, and I think the Twins were in a position to win this game tonight. We just let it slip away.
Yeah, and then lastly, Brian Dunsing's third start tonight. He went 6 innings. He left the game with 92 pitches, 4 hits, 3 runs. He did walk 4 and struck out 3. Dunsing making his third start. Is it too early to evaluate whether Brian Dunsing is going to fit in here in the starting rotation for the Twins in the stretch drive in the final 8 weeks of the season?
Well, let's hope he does. I think that's the plan. I mean, Brian Dunsing's another left-hander. When they can throw 2 out of the 5 guys being left-handed, I think it's a huge plus. And he's got the kind of stuff to be a starter. I think overall he had a hiccup today. He didn't come out real sharp, didn't adjust to that mound in the first inning, threw a lot of pitches. But after that, he kind of settled in and he kind of worked through it. And that's sometimes as a starting pitcher, you're going to have to work through because it's over a longer haul than that, coming out of the pen. It's just strike one, strike two, 2 hitters, I'm out of here. Now he's got to, kind of pace himself later in the game. And what he's going to have to learn is that first inning means a lot. You got to come out ready to pitch and throw strikes.
All right, Blackjack, we got a night game tomorrow and a day game Thursday. Let's hope the Twins can battle back.
Got to win at least one of them, right, buddy?
You got it. David Price tomorrow night against Scott Baker. And Price, of course, the winningest pitcher in the American League. He has 14 wins and 5 losses. Baker is 9-9. Here are the totals before we get to them. Just a couple of updates. The Rays with a win, 67-39. They move into first, a game ahead of the Yankees in the American League East, 6.5 ahead of the Boston Red Sox in the East in the 3-team race there. And the Rays now with a record of 5-1 in 6 games against the Twins, and they have 2 games left in the season series. Rays are 34-21 at home and 13-6 in 2-run games. They've won 2 2-run games over the Twins here in this series. And the Rays also have a very nice mark against the Central Division. Many people consider the Central to be a tough division with the Twins and the White Sox and the Tigers. Also the Indians and Royals, of course, and they are now 22-8 against the Central. And they end up with 6 runs on just 6 hits. They did have 8 walks and 1 error and 5 left. Twins dropping this one, fall to a mark of 59-48, 11 over. They lose a half a game in the standings in the AL Central to the White Sox. White Sox put a day-night doubleheader with the Tigers. Twins are now a game and a half out. The Twins on the road, 26-28. The Twins against the East with 6 games remaining against the Eastern Division. Now 12-18. They'd have to win their remaining games against the East to have a .500 record against what many people feel is the toughest division.